Good day, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Viper of Viperland, and I am back here. I think that's about good for music volume. Back here in Steins Gate, which was being slightly uncooperative, as was my webcam again. Started up OBS again, and my webcam just didn't start up. I had to unplug and plug it back in, but I put it in a spot where I can easily do that. I don't know why that's happening. That said, minor technical things, whatever, it's an easy fix. But welcome to Viperland of the chat, Sasafune 7th, and Potions. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. We have returned. We had last week off because I was in New York City, and my hair is not cooperating, but that's just how hair do. The positive side to me having longer hair is it finally cooperates a bit. Oh, thank you, Sauce. It's rebellious now, because that's what my hair does when it's shorter. But, I don't remember exactly where I left off, but I'm pretty sure we had just brought the IBM 5100 back to the lab after finding it at the shrine. I'm like 98% sure that's where we left off. So yeah, we'll head back in. It's not junk. Yeah, of course it's not. It's also, I think I pointed this out last time, it's clearly a pup. Clearly. Since you're new to the Future Gadgets laboratory, I'll explain. These are the glorious fruits of our science, the Future Gadgets. I also now have an air conditioning in my window. Hopefully... Why did that not... The second one should have worked. That was an unintentional pun. No, that second... Okay, the bot was just delayed as hell. I was about to say that second one worked. That was really delayed, though. Yeah, so I've got an air conditioning in now, and we've been having power fluctuations today. Probably because air conditioning's in the house, so we can't hear it. Hopefully the game doesn't just the power doesn't hard go out on us tonight. Fingers crossed. Future Gadgets number 1 through 7 are stored here. The phone wave? Oh, he didn't say the full name. The phone wave, name subject to change, with which you are already familiar, is gadget number 8. Future Gadgets, huh? Krisu casually picks Future Gadget 4, Mode Snake, up from the shelf and stares at it. Hey, isn't this a weapon? I mean, it looks like a Claymore mine, but Future Gadget number 4, Mode Snake, designed after a Claymore landmine, is an instant humidifier. I don't know why anybody would need that, but... How confusing. I mean, insert water, turn the power on, and in mere seconds it generates a thick cloud of steam. So it's junk, I thought so. Well, not if you needed to be really humid really fast. Yusu sighs and returns Mode Snake to the shelf. I'm borrowing this. What, Mode Snake? Oh. Without waiting for a reply, she grabs Daru's never-worn lab coat from the shelf and puts it on gallantly. Whoa! Lab coats are fun to wear, can confirm. It's just not right without a lab coat. Nope. There's so many pockets and there's holes in the sides so you can reach into your pants pocket without having to like sweep back the whole coat. Lab coats are fun. Overcome with emotion, I seize Krisu's hand and grasp it firmly. Hey! Assistant, you get it, don't you? You need a lab coat to do science. You get what? Let go! If you're gonna do science, you need a lab coat, right? He's right. However, I don't know if he's ever actually done science, whereas she clearly has. He's still not wrong. I told Daru over and over, but he wouldn't wear one. But my assistant is different. She put it on before I even said anything. I knew you were meant for this. Christina, you're the best assistant a mad scientist could ask for. Best. I don't know if that's supposed to be a compliment, but it's coming off as an insult. Now let go. She shakes off my hand and turns her back to me. I'm giving you that lab coat to commemorate you joining the lab. Don't worry, it's never been worn. Or maybe this fateful encounter between you and that lab coat was decided by destiny long ago. Garu not wearing it was just another inevitability. This is the choice of Steins. Shut up, so we can start the experiment. Ooh. Krisu thrusts both hands into her lab coat's pockets, then bends down to look at the time machine now placed underneath the table. The previous experiment broke the table and even left a hole in the floor. There's a danger that it will happen again if we successfully reproduce the discharge phenomenon, so unfortunately we'll have to leave it on the floor for now. You haven't tampered with the microwave at all? I point to the X68000. There's code on the screen. It's in terminal mode now. We can change the factory settings like this, make the microwave do things its manufacturer never intended. Can you do that? Can you just... I mean, in theory you could. I don't know. We'll just smile and nod and say yes, you can definitely hack into a microwave and increase its power or whatever. How was it set when the discharge phenomenon occurred? Nothing out of the ordinary. It was at factory settings. I'll take a banana. The bunch of bananas only has 3 bananas left. Those are Mayuri's. So I don't need your permission then. I'll go buy new bananas tomorrow. Ooh, yeah, unlike Okabe, she'll probably actually replace them. Krisu takes 1 banana from the bunch, squats down and places it inside the phone wave, name subject to change. She begins to type on her phone. She pushes send and the phone wave, name subject to change, begins to turn backwards. After 120 seconds, the chime rings. Nothing happened. The banana is still in the microwave, unjellified. And probably pretty hot. 2 minutes in the microwave for bananas gotta make it scaldingly hot. Krisu yelps as she tries to take out the banana and quickly draws back her hand. I mean, it depends on how powerful the microwave, I guess, but if I put a banana in my microwave for 2 minutes, anything in there is probably going to be pretty hot. She starts blowing on her fingers. It's hot, meaning the microwave functioned normally. This proves that the hidden function Mayuri found wasn't a freezing function, but we knew that already. Undaunted, Krisu throws in a new banana and once again begins reverse rotation for 120 seconds. But the second banana warms up too. We can't reproduce the jellification phenomenon, much less send mail to the past. What does this mean? I guess what happened earlier was an irregularity after all. I don't know if it's an irregularity or not, but we ought to investigate the cause. I mean, how? I agree, again, but how? We agree for once. Krisu's motives and my motives are probably the exact opposite. My assistant here wants to disprove my theory that the phone wave, name subject to change, is in fact a time machine. In the previous experiment, after spending 120 seconds in the phone wave, name subject to change, the banana teleported back to the bunch jellified. We should consider that it returned to its state 120 seconds before. Wrong. If it returned to its state 120 seconds before, it wouldn't be jellified. So she wants to say that because it was jellified, it didn't travel back in time. Chicken returned to its frozen state without jellifying. That logic is dubious. Sure, it ended up frozen, but did you examine the possibility that it might have jellified first? Frozen? That sounds disgusting. No, it didn't. Well, I mean, anything jellified doesn't sound great. Unless it's supposed to be gelatinous. I think Mayuri ate the frozen chicken. Salt didn't jellify. You mean nothing changed? After the discharge phenomenon occurred last time, we spent all night experimenting with cabbage, radishes, rice, konjac, melon bread, crunchy coon, and cup noodles. Nothing happened. Alright, where's the button for... Or I don't wanna hit buttons willy-nilly because some of them Forest tips, yeah, okay. No, I don't want to exit the hacking game. A brand of popsicle in a fictional universe popular throughout Japan, in addition to the standard soda flavored, over 50 varieties are sold. And they've got a chance of winning. Okay. Cool. The same thing with the liquids. On that day, our success rate took a 180-degree turn. Before the discharge phenomenon, everything succeeded. After the discharge phenomenon, everything failed. Is the microwave storing electricity? You said that jellified objects become fractal structured. Wow, right? Salt has a simple structure by nature, so maybe that had an effect. How could electricity be related? Here, we should think under the assumption of time travel theory. She's not going to want to do that. No, it's not good to start thinking from the conclusion. That's fair. We've already had several successful experiments. You can't deny that. I'm not especially concerned whether this thing is a time machine or not. To begin with, it's physically impossible for this tiny little microwave to produce energy equivalent to the Big Bang. Yes. It would be hard. Krisu frowns deeply. We can't reproduce the discharge phenomenon, nor the fractionalization. There should be a reason why. We haven't changed our methods, we haven't changed the settings, we haven't changed the experimental subjects either. There must be some other variable. Maybe it's the one who observes it. What do you mean by that? Quantum theory. The observer is an important element to the experiment. Quantum theory goes over my head. There were 4 of us here when the discharge phenomenon occurred last time, but before that it occurred when Hashida-san was alone. Each time fractalization occurred, there were either 2 or 3 people observing. You and I each saw both phenomena. In other words, the conditions haven't changed. In that case... there must be some other variable. It's on the tip of my tongue. Then I hear a rumbling sound from Krisu's stomach. Yep, people get hungry. Hungry? Shut up. I haven't eaten anything since lunch. That's how things go sometimes. Krisu turns away, she looks at her watch. It's already 8? Just eat a banana, but only one of the 2 we just warmed. They are, after all, the fruit of our experiments. Or you could take something from our stock of cup noodles. Gotta have a stock of cup noodles, not just some. You gotta have a stock. Don't want any? Well, since you've lived in America for so long, I guess you'd prefer fast food instead. Cup noodles. I mean, cup noodles are here in America too. What? I'll have cup noodles. Do they call them kapumen? Like, instead of ramen? Cupmen, basically? What flavors? Gotta have all of them. There's soy sauce flavor and chicken flavor. Oh, 2? You say it's a stash and you've got 2 flavors? Chicken. Heck yeah. She seems in the mood to eat. I mean, that's what being hungry will do to something. Also, do you have a fork? A fork? How dare. It's past midnight, so the date changed. It was 8-1 before. At 8 o'clock, the 2 of us silently ate cup noodles and warm bananas. Daru said he didn't want any, and ever since then we've been examining the phone wave, name subject to change. I've mainly focused on the terminal mode settings through the X68000. The programs Daru wrote are all wizard class though, so I can't understand most of them. Krisu's been examining the AC adapter in the lab's electrical switchboard for a while, but we stopped her when she tried to disassemble them. Smart. If there's one thing I know, don't mess with electricity. If you got electrical problems in your house, and you are not an electrician, don't mess with it. Don't mess with it. Call a professional. Don't mess with high voltages and currents. Just don't. Unless you know what you're doing, someone else do it. Vapor pro tip. Also probably common sense, but you know. It's early morning and she still shows no signs of leaving. Where is she staying anyway? I mean, here tonight apparently. She's been in Japan for 1 or 2 months, and she did say she was going back to America this month. The trains aren't running this late, so I guess she might not be able to leave even if she wants to. But in that case, why didn't she leave before the train stopped? 'Cause science. Don't tell me she plans to stay. No girls have ever stayed over at the lab. My area has a curfew, so she always goes back home to Ikebukuro. Daru and I frequently stay here, though. It's not an exaggeration to say we live here half the time, I believe it. Also, hey Millie, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. I hope you're doing well and relaxing and recovering tonight. But yeah, I hope you're doing okay. So just a second. Trying to sleep. I wish you luck on that. I hope those and you got a comfy place and, you know, sleep works and finds you. Maybe it's normal for American girls to stay overnight in labs. I haven't done science much, though I don't know. Christina, is it okay to stay? Is it okay to stay here this late? He already said the trains have stopped, so like, perhaps you should contact your family. No need. What? Do your parents let you do whatever you want? Says the guy. I don't know if we have any knowledge of Okabe's parents. Like, he has parents, they're not like killed off anime parents or anything. But I don't know if they were even ever named in the story. I played Steins Gate and Steins Gate Zero, and I don't think his parents are ever even named. So it's a funny thing for him to say, since his parents clearly, like, let him do whatever. Krisu turns to me in sighs. I haven't seen my father in 7 years. My mother is in America. I'm living in a hotel right now. Understand? What? Living in a hotel? Well, true, renting an apartment for just a month is absurd, but... You damn celebrity! You're American, then you should at least use a motel instead of a hotel. Why? The motel's an American thing? Okay. Not American, and there aren't any motels in the heart of Tokyo. What sort of hotel? What do you mean? It's a normal hotel in Okanomizu. Okanomizu? Don't know where that is. Okanomizu? And you can walk there from here, can't you? Sure. I see. That's why she's so flexible with her schedule. I finally understand. So, tell me about your father. Sorry? You said you haven't seen him in 7 years. You care about my father. You're the one who mentioned him. Isn't that basically a hidden message saying, please give me some advice about my father, please? Oh, no. No, it's not. You're crazy. You are my assistant, and I can't let my assistant have any worries, so tell me everything that's on your mind. Krisu pouts and says no more. Instead, she glares at the circuit box on the wall. What's wrong? I have nothing to say to you. Again, he brings it upon himself. Oh, I know. Your father was a hero, but then he fell to evil, and now he wears a black mask and a cape and goes, equal. Equal? Right? And in the future, you two are destined to fight and... I think I heard Krisu's teeth grind. You're really mad at me, aren't you? He's only 99.9% dense. There's that one little small fraction of a percent of actually like, oh no, did I actually go too far? It's like, Don't make fun. Krisu doesn't look me in the eye, but her low voice tells me how mad she is. Too much mad scientist juice, yeah. People's family issues like that. You're trampling on my heart. Giving him quite enough credit. It's fairly close, though. Also, hey Rose, how's it going? Could her father's situation be a landmine? I don't know what could have given him that idea. Truly don't know. Maybe I should apologize. I try to think of the words, but before I can say anything... Hell yeah! Oh, Daru. Daru's war cry echoes through the lab. They still need to make a Daru Nendo. I've got the other three. I need a Daru, but they don't make one. Did you get it?
Mission complete.
Mission complete. Daru shows his white teeth and a wide grin as he gives a thumbs up. With the server admin's ID and password, now we can peep as much as we want. Yahoo! Yes. And the IBN 5100 database? Separate, duh. The server admin's unrelated. I mean, it's a database with normally unreadable code, so there's a limit on who can access it. Doesn't look like even the lab director can access it. Alright, fairly secure. Positions higher than that? There's something called the CERN Executive Council. So they call it a council, eh? Of course that's the one thing he'd pick up on. Just 99%. Okay. I'll give him that. What about it? I mean, how do you... It's a fitting name for our enemy. I wish we could just, like, read her mind at any of those ... points, which is definitely her being like, you chunibio bastard, how could you? Krisu looks at me coldly. Whatever, let's leave the IBN 5100 database for another day. It's not like we worked really hard to get the IBN 5100 here and find one. Save it for some time. Run a search for data on time travel research. Also, I think I gotta hear him say that again, hold on. Hold on. Okie dokie, that Z program we saw last time was suspicious, wasn't it? Alright, hold on, I gotta one more time with that one. Oh yeah, absolutely potions.
Okie dokie.
That and the Jellyman's report. We couldn't get concrete information on either before. I don't think she was around when we were hacking into there. I don't believe. Krisu stares. Oh yeah, we told her about it, but she wasn't here to witness it, so she probably assumes we were lying about it. Krisu stares holes into the monitor. Angry expression has disappeared. Look carefully and burn it into your eyes. The proof of CERN's actions. Its deceit upon the world. Oh yeah, baby. Found the LHC project supervisor. Supervisor? That's a pretty important post. Right now, we're peeking inside his computer. Hacking, you know. See, I hear him call it the Z program. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it's called. But like, clearly I say Z as American, but you know. Okay. Obviously I'm American, I've always grown up, it's Z, whatever. That is just inherently a cooler name for a letter. Can we agree? Z just sounds cool. Like, it's always going to be Z to me. It's just how it's always been. Z is cooler. Also, hearing like bare naked ladies refer to like ZZ top, it's just like... Obviously stands for jelly. Oh, like translator's notes. That's a Ziri. Jelly starts with J. Careless mistake. So uncool. Yeah. Oh, man, he's in the fighting game, right? What I meant to say is that there's no way it would have such a simple name. The name's hiding something important. There has to be a double meaning. Haru, who's been searching through the log, suddenly stops. Got it. It's DLC, okay. I think I ended up just getting whatever the whole pack included was. It displays a graphic on the monitor. Looks like a scan of a very old paper document. The letterhead reads Z program. Top secret. The program began in 1973. When was CERN formed? 1950. Really? Jeez, 1954. I asked Daru, but Krisu answers instead, her tone flat. I thought that maybe CERN was formed with the Z program in mind, but 54 means my guess was off. When was the IBM 5100 put on market? 1975. Excuse me. So maybe that's why the IBM 5100 was central to CERN's operations. The year's match, after all. I haven't actually booted it up, like, at all, but I should. No, that's wrong. It can't be something as stupidly simple as that. There has to be a worldwide conspiracy involved. Is there? What is his lord said? Nice. Maybe IBM hid their proprietary programming language in the IBM 5100 for the sole purpose. Try that one again. Maybe IBM hid their proprietary programming language in the IBM 5100 for the sole purpose of its use in CERN's Z program. IBM and CERN are co-conspirators, and both of them are being manipulated from the shadows by an even larger organization. Yeah, that's way more interesting. Oh, JPEG? Come on, I can't copy-paste this. Haru mutters some complaint. The text isn't in French. Oh yeah, because they're in... yeah. What's on screen right now looks like English. Actually, there's French, Dutch, and German versions too. The content looks the same though. CERN's purpose heading into the 21st century shall be to establish control over space and time, thereby to enable the destruction of extant history and the creation of an everlasting utopia, ruled by the committee that encompasses the entirety of past and future events. That doesn't sound bad. Risu suddenly starts speaking in a stilted clip. Alright, Makisushi can do English. Yeah. And living in America. Way to go, assistant. Your study abroad in America was all for the sake of today, wasn't it? Published, recognized scientists. No, all of it was just for this. The Quantum Ranger. Oh, okay. All Virgil quotes, nice. That was one thing I definitely remember when I ended up looking up the voice actors for OG, like Devil May Cry 3, Dante and Virgil. It's just like, oh, they're both Power Rangers. Got it. It was one of those things of like, oh, these two characters knew each other, like actors might have needed from there, and known each other from there. Of course not. Stop assigning people roles in your fantasy world. He's just constantly playing Metopia, like Evil Scientist Edition. Naru relinquishes his chair, allowing Krisu to sit in front of the computer. Destroying the history based on the rule of the time, space, and it, and achieving a completely utopia by committee, including the future from the past, in other words, will become the significance. You can tell they put this to a text-to-speech translator when the game came out, right? You can tell that. Significance of the existences of CERN for the 21st century. He was not the OG Black Ranger, he was actually the second Black Ranger. OG Black Ranger, I can't remember the actor's name, but I met him at Kineticon. He looks like he hasn't aged a day. Johnny Young Bosch took up around the time of like the movie, give or take. But I still am aware, yes. That much I knew. I have not actually gotten to... I've seen Johnny Young Bosch at a con, but I haven't really gotten to like go up near him. But the OG Black Ranger was there, and he was super cool. Like, even his... like, you look at him today, you're just like... How have you not aged? But Power Rangers was in like early 90s. How have you not aged? It's named Z program so that the actual experiment plan might... Oh, hold on. There's a way to hide this. Shift. There you go. Enable the change in a flexible plan name. Moreover, for the security protection. Again, you can tell they just text-to-speech this. They definitely didn't, like, find someone who spoke English and had them type up what they were saying. Also, hey, Topaz, how's it going? It is prohibited to put a meaning or passionate sprites in the name. It is because it is guessed to give the disadvantage to the program pursuer. In order to maintain the project's secrecy and to allow its name to remain relevant in changing circumstances, we designated it the Z program. That's the translated version. Cool, don't know if he's still in the band, but he brought his band with him. Oh, that's pretty awesome. I don't think he did when I saw him at Kineticon, but I don't know. When I saw him, that sounds pretty cool. Zed, like the Greek Omega, or the Cyrillic? Yeah. It is forbidden to assign any meaning to this name, or to seek it in significance beyond the project itself. Negative returns are predicted should this edict be violated. The Z program is a top-secret project spanning the international borders. Like electromagnetic wave research, it has been approved for top-priority funding by the Committee of 300. Henceforth, all other research performed by CERN shall function to keep the Z program's existence secret. I guess Chris is reading the preface of a document. It's getting rather dull. What? They literally are like, we're going to try to hide this from the entire world and also take over the entire world and conquer time and space. How is that dull? That's exactly what you're looking for. Is there anything specific about what exactly the Z program is? Diver types in the keyboard from the side, bringing up another window. Here. This can't be. Yusu bends forward and stares wide-eyed at the words on the screen. What is it? The purpose of the Z program is to perform time-space displacement experiments by means of high-energy proton-proton collisions. Time-space displacement experiments. In other words... Yep, time travel. I have to struggle to keep from shouting. I quickly run over to the window and close it. It might make it hotter inside, but it would be worse if people outside overheard us. No way. It was true? You're telling me they've been deceiving the world for nearly 40 years? Just as I suspected, a great shadow lurks behind CERN. Most likely the organization or one of its puppets. What organization, you Chinibio nutjob? At least try to be serious some of the time. Don't be ridiculous. My words are always grounded in truth. Gonna say no? Anyway, shouldn't it be the committee instead of the organization? That's what it says here. The Committee of 300. I don't think they mean CERN's executive council. What are they talking about? The world is full of lies. It's not as beautiful as you think. Listen, Ocarine. I am listening. The Committee of 300 is the dark power that controls every secret society, every government, every multinational corporation. You're making things up again. It's the truth. Google it if you don't believe me. Till now, the human race, for all of its accomplishments, has never been able to overcome the barrier called time. Knowledge of time travel, which can break through that barrier, will change the course of human history. Literally, yeah. Oh no, I got a haircut. There's nothing back there. It's been about 2 years. I usually get it cut once a year, but that once a year time window was in COVID, and I was like, not doing that. But now that I'm vaccinated and it's been more than 2 weeks since then, I was like, cool. But thank you also. As it was written, as it was when we split the atom, the forbidden fruit has the potential to grant us godlike power. Not a man exists who can resist its temptation. And naturally, all those with power will use any means at their disposal to obtain it. Human morality is naught but a joke to those who would stand with the gods. It's the Urianger way of saying, with great power, or power corrupts, great power corrupts greatly, or, absolute power corrupts absolutely. It's the Urianger way of saying that. Understand, Christina? Wow, that was quite a speech. Since you seem to know so much about it, does that mean you're aiming for godhood too? Nahoyoin Kyoma desires is the destruction of all who would call themselves gods, the collapse of the hateful system, and a glorious new age of chaos. Yes. Not asking Hoyoin, I'm asking Okabe. I
俺は
am Hoyoid.
つまり
In other words, you don't have your own reason. Ooh, damn you, assistant. How dare you attack my very identity?
そんなことよりマキセ氏
Forget about
プロ
him.
グラムの続きをリー
Makiseshi. Please keep reading.
なる
Daru, what do you mean forget about me?
陰謀論は聞き飽きた
Tired of listening to conspiracy theories. I'm more interested in the Z program than in your delusions. Ooh, both of them just calling it like it is. I told you, they're not delusions and they're not theories. But Daru does have a point. Our top priority now is to expose the dark side of the international research organization known as CERN.
ジョッシュ続きを
Continue, assistant.
頼み事するときぐらい
At least show respect when you're asking a favor. Though huffing out compliments, Krisu obediently goes back to the translating.
プログラム
Okay, it's the same back.
大型ハドロン衝突
Stage 1.
加速器の
Construction and implementation of the Large Hadron Collider.
加速器については
Over the past half century, beginning with the proton synchronization, proton synchrotron, completed in 1959, particle accelerator technology has reached the point where standardized results may be obtained.
プログラム第2段階リフターの実用化
Stage 2. Implementation and testing of lifter technology.
これにより
The formation of more than 2 artificial localized singularities, as well as the formation of Kerr black holes, will become possible when this stage is complete. In order to hide the program's true goal, it is necessary to intentionally leak misinformation regarding the formation of black holes. Stage 3. Animal experimentation. Isn't it always? Stage 4. Risu stops talking. Well, we know what happens after animal experimentation. She takes a deep breath and finally mutters angrily, human experimentation.
マジで
For real? I can't tab out of this one. I can, but not easily. So like, I don't even have Discord up. I'm not even gonna look at it. So like, if I miss something, I miss something. It's life. The stream's more important than the bot, so. Yeah. Ah, you pulled Kai. Did you just yeet him into a fire? No, you Potemkin busted him, obviously. A chill runs up my spine. I admit it, some part of me still saw this as a game. I was elated to discover that an institution as respected as CERN was actually doing time travel research. After all, we ourselves had succeeded, whether by chance or design, in producing our own time travel phenomenon. The galactic punt, yeah. I thought that maybe we could beat CERN to the first functional time machine design. And wouldn't that be something? But now, just like I said to Krisu, the world is full of lies. Morals are meaningless. Was it really okay for us to get involved in this?
なオカリン
Hey, Ocarine, remember when we hacked in before? I'm pretty sure that email we read said this. Result error. Human is dead. Mismatch. For details, see the Jellyman's report. Someone died? Yeah, we covered this already. That had something to do with human experimentation? My throat goes dry. It's cold sweat seeps through my brow. And it's not because of the heat. Krisu and Daru are waiting for me to speak. Are they entrusting the decision to me? Vespa's Jude. And I don't understand either hatred, but like, cool. I hope you know I'll occasionally swap to Kai just to mess with you. But, you know, whatever. I like some of his moveset. I really like the big, like, overhead downward swing. It's satisfying to land it. I ask myself, is this really okay? Are you sure? Oh yeah, no, and I expect that. That's understandable. I do it because I know it makes you go, "Urgh," and I expect to die because that makes you... That's me picking Kai is effectively you going, alright, I'm taking off the weighted training clothes. There's no turning back. True, but I can live with myself if I ignore this Can I live with myself if I ignore this conspiracy? Daru. Look up the Jellyman's report.
マジっすか
Really?
マジだ
Really? But first, Christina,
クリスティーナ
eh?
お前はもう帰る
You should leave.
なんで今さら
Why are you suddenly...
ゼリーマンズレポー
The
ト
Jellyman's report. It just gives me a bad
嫌な
feeling.
予感がする
Once we see it, we can no longer return to our normal lives.
俺たちはもうお前はその若さで
You're a genius. You're already published for crying out loud. There's no need to throw away your promising
有望
future.
な将来を捨てる人
もしかして
Are you worried about me? I mean,
当たり
I
前
may
だ
be 99% dense, but it's 1% not. Of course I am. You're my assistant after all.
助手じゃないって言って
Keep
んだ
telling you, I'm not your assistant.
気遣ってくれてどう
Thanks for your concern, but I'm not leaving. We need to expose this truth to the world.
ダメだ
No, it's too dangerous.
ビビってるのか
You chickening out?
俺たちは
We're powerless against this conspiracy. One wrong move and they'll have us
下手
erased.
な行動を起こせ
でもだからって
Still,
これは遊びではない
this isn't a game. I'm
冗
not
談で言っ
joking
ている
here.
ではない
分かった
Fine,
告
I won't
発を
tell
やめる
anyone. Though her expression shows she still doesn't agree, she finally submits.
でも帰らないから
I'm not leaving.
気になって
It'll
眠
keep
れ
me
ない
awake at night.
後悔しないな
You won't regret this?
しない
I won't. She declares firmly. I don't know if it's her competitive spirit, or if it's her bravery, or if she's just ignorant of the ways of the world. Pretty sure it's not the last one. She knows way more about the ways of the world than you do. She's a scientist who's been published and traveled the world. But you know, it's okay. We'll just... But it doesn't look like I can persuade her to back down.
ダルはどうする
What about you, Daru? Prepared?
覚悟はできている
ま、僕は
Well,
スーパーハ
I
ッカ
am
ー
a
だし
super hacker. He's comfortable even in this situation.
そもそも足がつくような
And with my skills, they'll never know we were there. That settles it. It's good that Mayuri's not here. I can't get her involved. I'll look Daru and Krisu in the eye.
よし
Alright, let's begin.
始めよ
Krisu gives the seat to Daru.
うなお本作戦名
Henceforth,
は
this shall be known as
レーギャル
Operation
ンの箱とする
Legarn's Chest. I assume that's a... Yeah, in Norse mythology, this gigantic chest protected by 9 locks that contains the cursed sword... Venthian? Venthian? Alright.
なんで
Why Norse mythology?
へえ
Is that Norse yeah. Is that Norse mythology? Because it's cool, I guess.
そもそも作戦
Anyway, what is it with men in military terms? I mean, that's not a... Oh, operation. Never mind, I was about to say. Daru,
作戦開始
begin the operation. He soon finds the Jellyman's report. It required a second password authentication, which Daru broke through easily.
いい
Ready?
開くぞ
I'm opening it. Daru looks at me and Krisu. I wet my parched lips and nod. The air in the lab suddenly seems thicker. Unable to escape through the closed window, it surrounds us with an oppressive heat. Daru wipes the sweat off his forehead with a handkerchief, then timidly presses the enter key. The file opens. At first glance, it looks like a resume. There's a photograph on the top right. The top left has a name, age, height, weight, and other information. In the center is a long string of English text. Underneath that, there's something attached, like a scan of a newspaper clipping with a black and white photo. Then I know exactly what the Jellyman in Jellyman's report means.
ジェリーマンズレポート10
Jellyman's report 10.
被験者
Subject, James McCarthy, age 31, American.
Z プログラム4
Z program stage 4,
2005
Date of experiment
28日
2005,
13時05分
January 28th. T1305. I don't know what the... Oh, time 1305. Never mind. Krisu bends over Daru's shoulder, reading the contents out loud.
実験結果
Results, error. Human is dead. Mismatch.
またそれかよ
Again.
超重力による無限
It
圧
is
縮
believed that due to infinite compression by supergravity, the subject could not endure passage through the singularity inside the Cairo black hole.
1921年
April 3rd, 1921, New York City. An unidentified man was discovered dead in an alley of Union Square. The right half of his body was embedded in a nearby wall, which we have a nice visual for. It sounds like Krisu is reading the newspaper article at the end.
身元不明の男の死体
The
は
man's body
全身が
was completely
ゼリー
jellified.
状になっていた。
I don't think Surin stopped with bananas, guys. Just a hunch. The ticking of the clock is like a hammer inside my head. It's past 2 a.m. The window is closed and the lab is silent, but for the humming of the computer. We stare at the gruesome image display on the monitor, speechless. I was right, we're in too deep. Also, I haven't saved in a while, and if we're worried about potential power, let's save a little more frequently. But I think it auto-saves in new chapters. I was right, we're in too deep. I half expect guys in black suits and sunglasses to kick down the door and drag us off to a secret military prison. Better make sure the door is locked. That's, yeah.
なんだこれ
What's going on here? Daru breaks the silence with a disbelieving whisper.
ゼリーマンって
They
変化
jellified
したっ
someone?
てこと
Upon hearing the familiar word jellified, I reflexively look at the bunch of bananas placed next to the computer. There's only one banana left. We didn't have a single successful experiment today, so none of them were jellified. But I don't think this is a mere coincidence. The jellified bananas produced by the phone wave, name subject to change, and the jellified corpses produced by CERN's experiments. They seem identical in nature.
人体実験
They're experimenting on people. Krisu speaks calmly despite her grim expression. She doesn't even avert her eyes from the gruesome image.
しかも
And this means they've created a time machine, doesn't it? Even if it's not perfect. Eh? I'm still in shock, so I don't quite grasp the meaning of Krisu's words.
この新聞記事
This New York Times article is from 1921,
およそ90年
90 years ago.
見て
Look. Krisu points to part of the black and white photograph, her fingers shaking slightly. A jellified corpse of a man. She's pointing to his shoulder, which has writing on it. Perhaps it was printed on his clothes. It's fused into the jellified body, but you can somehow manage to read it. CERN. It's always.
つまり
So,
セルンは LHC
CERN used the Large Hadron Collider to send someone back to 1921?
生きたままというのを
Looks like they failed to keep him alive, though.
ゼリーマンズレポートは
Is this the only report?
いやまだ結構ある
No, there's more. Looks like 14 people in total. A jellyman? That means more jellified people, more victims of human experimentation.
その数だけ
Swallow
人体実験
hard.
の犠牲者がいる
Awfully thirsty.
ということか
Well, I take a cold Dr. P out of the fridge and wet my throat. Again, I've poured it out of the bottle because there's ice in here, and I don't refrigerate the bottles for some reason. But yeah, that's a good plan. Show me the others. Daru pulls up another report. Without being told to, Krisu begins translating out loud.
ジェリーマンズレポート9
Jellyman's Report 9.
被験者ダン
Subject
ストレイスキ
Don Stritsky. Age 26, Canadian.
Z プログラム4
Z program 4, date of experiment 2004, 96 time 1410.
実験結果エラー
Results error, human is dead, mismatch.
新聞記事の切り
Newspaper clipping, I think it's in French. I can't read it.
2001年の
You can read the date though. January 3rd, 2000 or 31st, 2001. The location is
ポーかな
Pau, France, I guess? 2001, that's fairly recent. A pretty big difference from James McCarthy, who jumped nearly 90 years back to 1921. Daru calls up a machine translation, giving us the following. January 31st, 2001. Collapsed male corpse discovered in forest outside of Pau, France. Its left foot was fused to a tree trunk and the body had jellified. Daru goes to the next report.
ジェリーマンズレポート8
Jellyman's Report 8.
被験者リンダヒル
Subject Linda Hill, age 25, British. Z Program 4, date of experiment 2004-215, time 1345. Results, error, human is dead. Mismatch. October 2nd, 1972. The jellified body of a woman was discovered in the streets of Dharmapuri in Tamil Nadu, India. I'm pretty sure I got all those wrong, but there were signs that the body had been run over by a car. Daru goes to the next page. Jellyman's Report 7. Subject Michael Lang, age 33, German. Z Program 4, date of experiment 2002, 10-8, time 1328. So they've been doing experiments for a while. They sent subject 9, right, back to 2001. But they're already doing experiments in 2002. Results, error, human is dead. Mismatch. The article clipping is written in Japanese. Looks like a pre-war newspaper. May 24th, 1936. The corpse of what is believed to be a jellified human was discovered at the base of Mount Hiei in Kyoto. It was in a damaged state, possibly from having slid down the slope. It even happened in Japan. I've never heard this story before. It was pre-war though, so I guess someone born in the 90s like me would have no way of knowing about it. Next page. The picture shows a beach, beautiful but for the jellyfish-like body lying in the sand. It must have washed ashore. Yeah, that's Jellyman's Report 6. Subject Mark Hughes, age 30, American. Z Program 4, date of experiment 2002, 823, time 1252. Result, error, human is dead. Mismatch. On July 1st, 1985, a strange body washed ashore on the coast of Strimini, Faroe Islands. It appeared to be the body of an adult male, but its flesh was soft like that of a jellyfish. Some of the island's inhabitants believed that it was the body of a merman. The inscription CERN was found near the body's shoulder, but CERN denies any involvement. They would, yeah. Keep looking. I've seen it enough. There are 14 of these people? The sites are spread throughout the world. What can we deduce from this? They must have sent them to those places. I don't think so. It's too random. There's something about car black holes and gravity, right? Isn't that the cause? It is believed that due to infinite compression by supergravity, the subject could not endure passage through the car black hole's singularity. That's what it said. What's a car black hole? Is it different from a regular black hole? It's a theoretical black hole with a rotating singularity. The existence hasn't been proven yet, not that there's any way to prove one exists. Car black holes. Where have I heard that term before? That's right, John Titor. Titor said his time machine used car black holes. According to Titor, CERN finished the time machine in 2034, and then Titor himself came from 2036. It makes sense for Titor and CERN to be using the same time travel technology. Risu closes her eyes in deep thought. Creating car black holes, that's insane. If you screw up, it could swallow the Earth, and besides, car black holes are just a theoretical construct. If Titor's predictions are reality, then that means the LHC worst case scenario video on YouTube was right. YouTube. A popular video sharing website. Yes. YouTube. I don't know about Titor's predictions, but I've seen the problem video before. It was on the news 2 or 3 years ago. CG mock-up of a Large Hadron Collider generated mini black hole swallowing up the Earth. Went viral when it was uploaded to YouTube. And if the report from earlier is true, they intentionally put that out there so they could be like, no, it's obviously never happened. The gravitational forces inside a black hole are unbelievably powerful. It's certainly possible that passing through one could allow time displacement, but there's no way a human could do that and come out alive. That must be how these people got jellified. It wouldn't just jellify you, it would tear you apart particle for particle. That's what a black hole does. If Mewtwo is going to make a visit, yeah, Mewtwo and Mewtwo. Before we discuss this, shouldn't we look through the rest of their time machine research? Daru's already started pulling up new documents. I'm suddenly afraid. Is it okay to keep hacking CERN like this? Should I stop him? I'm the one who asked him to do it, but things have gotten serious now. But at the same time, irresistible curiosity wells up inside me. Time travel is becoming a reality. I want to know that it's true. I can't stop now. Here we go. There's a file in the Z program that explains time travel theory. That was pretty easy to find. CERN should have better security. The security's fine. I'm just too good. Daru's kind of the man. When he's not perving out, he's kind of the man. Daru is my favorite right arm. I thought he was your super hacker. This area is not scale. So what does it say, Christina? This is in English too, so I have no choice but to rely on my assistant. Can you give me some time to read it? Kisu's eyes dart left and right across the lines. Her earlier reluctance has vanished. It looks like she's as curious as I am. No way. This is... Is Taita really... What are you muttering about? Tell me what it says. Right. You know, this feels like one big joke. What do you mean? It's almost the same. The same as Taita's theory. Basically, the LHC smashes protons together at 99.9999991% the speed of light. By doing so, they compress a mass of a really small amount into extremely tiny space of a really small space. 10 to the negative 19th meters. That's a 10 with 16 decimal points before it? Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't done scientific notation in a while, so still small. It's a very small amount of mass in a very small amount of space. In Japanese, please. 3 lines max. A small mass thrust into a narrow space with great force. Oh, Daru's not going to like that one. Gotcha. Okay. So I was off by 1, but I was close. That explanation's too vague. I mean... Daru. That explanation's too erotic. Daru. Huh? What part of it's erotic? Shida, you pervert. Sounds like you have a pretty good imagination yourself. I'm not like you. Blushing cheeks makes her denial less than effective. Don't listen to this fool, Christina. Continue. What were we talking about? Thrusting with great force. Proton compression. Right. Successful compression generates a microsingularity, which... A microsingularity, not a mini black hole? I wonder what the difference is. Negative exponent -1. I thought it was -2. I was off by just 1 decimal point, which, to be fair, is still fairly sizable in scientific terms, but considering I haven't taken a science class in 15 years, I'm okay with that. Also, hey, Birdie, how you doing tonight? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. Thank you for the host, obviously. Hope you're doing well. same thing, essentially. A singularity is the core of a black hole.
このミクロ特異点が
The process generates a black hole with 2 microsingularities. Hey, oh boy, 39 months tier 3! Jeez! I'm glad you're still enjoying all the Viper goodness we got here. And holy crap, thank you for the continued massive support. Jeez, tier 3 subs are still dauntingly big. Dauntingly big. And 30 months, holy moly. Thank you, Birdie. I hope you're doing well today. How you doing? A black hole with 2 cores? Like a cowlick with 2 hairs? No, I don't think that's it.
擬人化希望
Explain with cute curls, Daru.
はいはい
Fine. Say there are 2... She just rolls with it too. Say there are 2 cute girls. Mik-chan and Kro-chan. Micro. Sisters are moe.
ミクちゃんとクロちゃんは
By feeding Mik-chan and Kro-chan electrons, you can make them do whatever you want.
電気ショックで拷問か
Strict shock torture? This some sort of eroge? Oh boy. Man, I hope that actually reads out. It's... Of course it doesn't. Give me a second. This game doesn't like to shrink down well, but... I don't know why it just hasn't been reading stuff. Oh, it actually freaks out more on my end than yours. Give me a second. Things just have started not working lately, but...
Hello. We are trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
There it is. Thank you very much. I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing okay today. I've got an AC in now, so instead of it being uncomfortably hot, kind of okay. I kind of still got it on the lower end, just to not, like, you know, blow a fuse, but AC means I'm doing much better than before.
操作できるようになった
Oh, it's good, it's good.
超高速回
I
転
don't know why it's not reading it on its own. It's meant to, but like... So you force them to rotate at an extremely high velocity.
すると
And then, theoretically, Mik-chan and Kro-chan transform into magical ring singularity. She came up with this plan way too fast. She's thought about this before.
変身バンクですねわかり
New
ます
stock transformation seat. Got it. Well, it looks like these two have found a common wavelength. A decent amount of sleep, good plan, and good luck potions. Thanks for hopping by. Hopefully the sleep works out well. See you next time. The resulting black hole exhibits what's called the Kerr effect.
そもそもカーブラックホー
What
ル
are Kerr black holes anyway? You said they spin, but what does that
回転しているって言っ
mean?
てたけど
そのままの意味
Exactly what it sounds like.
でもブラックホールって普
But
通
don't black
回転してん
holes
じゃね
usually
穴に
spin?
向かって渦巻い
I
て
mean, there's a whirlpool around the hole, right?
その回転してるよう
The
に見
part
え
that
る
looks like
部
it's
分
spinning
が
is just the surrounding matter being sucked into the black hole.
周囲普通のブラックホールは超
A
質
black
量
hole is just a point where extreme mass causes gravitational collapse.
そこに向かって
Oh, excuse me.
あらゆるものが落ちていってるの
Everything falls towards it.
それは点っていうぐ
Since
らい
it's
だから
only a point, it doesn't spin.
一方のカーブラック
A
ホール
Kerr
は
black hole has a ring at its center, not a
中心が
point.
点じゃミクちゃんとクロちゃんは
Think of it like
普
this.
通の人間では
Once transformed into magical girls, Mik-chan and Kro-chan's hearts spin like a ring inside their bodies, which is impossible for normal people.
グロは勘弁だお
I'll pass on the core. Ooh.
助手よ
Before you said that such a black hole's existence would be impossible to prove, what did you mean?
ブラックホールには
A black hole has what's called an event horizon.
この内側に入ると
Once you pass the event horizon, time and space switch places.
時間と空間
Time and space switch places.
私たちは今
Right now, we can move freely through space into the future.
時間を1分過去に戻すことはできない
We can't move even 1 minute into the past. That becomes reversed.
イベントホライゾンの向こう側
The other side of the event horizon, moving freely through space becomes impossible, while moving freely through time becomes possible. I can't even imagine what that's like. Yeah,
空間の移動が不可能だから
I
ブラックホールからの再脱出はできない
again, I'm trying not to shrink this one down because it just freaks out sometimes, so I'm not even... Discord's closed down for me. So, later I can check. Since unrestricted spatial movement is impossible, you can never escape a black hole.
例えば
For example, if Okabe jumped into a black hole, time for him would stretch to infinity.
光が再脱出不可能ということは
Since the light cannot escape, human eyes cannot see the other side of the event horizon.
観測も
Observing a black hole from the outside is impossible, so nothing about the inside can be proven.
ただし例外もある。
There's an exception,
タイムト
however.
ラベルにカーブラックホールを使う
This exception is vital when you use a Kerr black hole for time travel.
もったいぶらずに教えてもらおうか。
Get to the point.
カーブラックホールは
The
得意。
Kerr black hole's ring
中心が回
singularity.
転してるわけだ
Since
から
it's spinning, it has
カーブ
angular
が存在
momentum.
する。
だから日本語
Like
で
I said,
だって
in Japanese, please.
中心点が回転してるってさっき
Didn't
説
I
明
already
したでしょ
explain how the core
その
spins?
回転運動
Just think
量
of that as
と
having
思えばいい。
momentum.
ミクちゃんとクロちゃんに電子を
If you
与え
keep
続ける
giving
と
Mik-chan and Kro-chan electrons, they'll rotate faster and faster.
カーブラックホールの特徴は
And when their angular momentum exceeds a certain threshold, the event horizon will disappear, and a singularity will become a naked singularity.
裸
Naked?
だと
You mean the magical girl costumes expose a lot of skin, right? When does the anime adaptation air?
これアニメ
Oh,
化まだ
Daru. Krisu and I ignore Daru's nonsense.
裸になることで
Naked, you mean it becomes observable?
観測。
イベントホライゾンがなくなる
When the
ことで
event horizon disappears, there's no more reason for time and space to change places, meaning that you can enter a naked singularity without being
その
trapped.
入れ替わりそして裸の得意点の存在
Then the
は
existence of the naked singularity allows the principle of causality to be violated and the general theory of relativity to fail. I'm gonna just smile and nod at Technobabble.
宇宙の法則が
The laws of physics are broken. Okay, there you go.
そん
Can such a thing exist?
存在できるの
The
か。
negation of the theory of relativity and the principle of causality means serious paradoxes can occur. Didn't Yusu say that earlier?
これまでも存在する可
Nothing
能
in
性は
principle
高いと
stops Kerr black holes from existing. It seems inconsistent, but the math never
証明は
lies.
因果率が破綻してるわけだから
Since the principle of causality fails, it would be possible to travel to the past by entering a naked singularity. John Titor said the same thing, so Titor's time machine is using CERN's technology. But Titor's time machine was compact, small enough to fit into a car. The LHC is 27 kilometers long. They'll manage to get it down to travel size in just 24 years.
わからないのは
One thing I don't understand is how they inject electrons into the singularity.
見て
Look,
この LHC
this is a picture of the LHC, but there's strange equipment installed at the proton collision site.
リフターっていう名前で
Looks like they call it a lifter, but just what is it?
ダル。
Daru, have you heard of it?
リフターリフター
Lifter. I think I saw that in the Z program files. Wanna Google it?
ググってみる
Daru opens up a browser window and enters lifter to a search engine.
おおヒットしてるし
We've got hits. Well, yeah, about 422,000 results.
こんなに
That many? I guess it's not a secret, or they're all like forklifts.
もしかしてこれじゃない
Could this be it? Lonocraft?
イオン
Oh,
つまり電荷を
Ioncraft. Ions are charged particles. The meaning matches. We'll click on a link that says Ionocraft Lifter. It takes us to a video. Looks like some dim garage. But it doesn't seem like anything secretive, just a garage like you'd see in an average American home. The center of the screen is a triangular shape made of some kind of metal. It looks about 10 centimeters high and about 30 wide. It's connected to some sort of generator by a thin wire. Looks like some really cheap equipment. That's all there is. Nothing else. Well, it does say explanation. You could watch the video. After explaining something in some language I don't understand, question maybe? Oh, that's fine. The person filming the video slowly turns the power on. And then,
あ浮いた
it's floating. The silvery triangle floats soundlessly into the air. There, it remains stationary.
反重力装置
It's an anti-gravity device.
そんなのあるわけない
Don't be ridiculous. That would be the breakthrough of the century.
イオンクラフト
It's called Ionocraft, so it probably has something to do with electrodes and charged
帯
air.
電した空気と電極が
Kusu doesn't sound as confident as she usually does. Only one egg. Showing lifter technology in action, information on how to construct, along with a brief explanation. We look up information on the Ionocraft lifter. Lots of sites have detailed instructions on how to make lifters, but I don't know how they work since the sites are all conflicting theories. Oh.
そのリフト
CERN is using this lifter technology. It's a vital component to their time machine. If they can manipulate a microsingularity's mass and gravitational field, then these things really are anti-gravity devices.
まあそういう限定的条件に当てはめるなら
Well,
間違いじゃない
under
かも
these
しれない
exact conditions, I guess you might not be entirely wrong. Incredible. My curiosity's grown more by the second.
でもセルン
It
は
looks like CERN's having trouble adjusting their lifter.
ミクロ特異点の重
They
力
don't
調
have
整
full control over the microsingularity's gravity, so they can't make a true naked singularity.
そのせいで被験者が
That must be the reason why the subjects turned into jellymen. Su nods.
裸の特異点が作れていないなら
Since the singularity is still closed, the subject is crushed by its tremendous gravity.
その結果あらゆる
As a
物質が
result,
フラクタル構造
substances
になって
become
しまう
fractionalized. Let's go with
という
that
仮説を提
hypothesis.
示してみる
Of course, there's no way to be sure that it's right. It might take months to prove. Yuzu shrugs her shoulders in resignation.
リフターはまだ未完
So CERN's lifter is still incomplete. If Peter's telling the truth, then CERN won't complete their time machine for another 24 years.
つまり俺たちが先に電
If we
話
can
連絡
complete the phone wave, name subject to change first, then we'll have outwitted CERN.
規模が全然違うそれ
We don't
に
have half the equipment or funding CERN does. What makes you think you can solve a problem that they can't?
これは簡単に解決
This
できる
isn't that simple.
そもそも
CERN still hasn't figured out how to set the subject's destination in time or space. That should be evident by how scattered the Jellyman discoveries were. We don't even know if this is all of them. There could be Jellymen buried underground or floating in space. Actually, I'm almost certain there are. There's no point traveling through time if you end up in tens of thousands of kilometers away from the Earth. It's not practical at all.
可変重力ロックシステム
Titor said he had a variable gravity lock system. He can use that to lock onto the Earth's gravity and ensure he arrives somewhere on the planet's surface. Titor's explanation on that point was vague. He mentioned having such a device, but he didn't explain how it worked.
でも時間移動したら
But if you're only moving through time, won't you just arrive in the same location? Of course not.
なんで
Why not?
地球は常に
Because the Earth is always moving. Right, rotation and revolution. The Earth's rotational velocity is about 1,650 kilometers per hour. Its orbital velocity around the Sun is about 114,000 kilometers per hour. Meaning 1 hour ago we were that far away from where we are now.
無法
Whoa, when you think about it like that, we're earth-shatteringly fast. I mean, not earth-shatteringly, but yeah, and that's not all. The solar system is part of the Milky Way, and the Milky Way spins like a giant whirlpool. There are various theories, but basically the Earth moves about 50 million kilometers a day. How can she roll all those numbers so smoothly off her tongue? I get that she's a genius, but it's hardly common knowledge. Has she been doing research on the topic?
なんかもうスケ
Oh, we
ール
got
が
mail.
ほぼないぞな
We've kinda gotten to a ludicrous scale. Yes, yes we have. Ah, Ferris. By the way, the Milky Way is part of a large cluster of galaxies, which is itself part of an even larger supercluster. Have you brought Phantasm's debut single, Mia? It's the theme song for Ryanet Kakeru? So it's really popular. Ferris bought 5 copies now. It's my duty as a Ryanetter. Anyway, there's an important secret hidden in Phantasm's songs. The key to unlocking it is, oops, the bell's ringing now. Looks like someone's here. Better see who it is. We'll go with important secret. I'm aware they are said to contain directions to the sanctuary, as well as prophecies regarding the end of the world. Isn't that right? Sure. And these clusters and superclusters might be moving too. If that's the case, we're moving even more than 50 million kilometers a day. The point is that setting the destination would require insane calculations, even if you only want to travel 1 second into the past. Doing it by hand is impossible, and it might take years for a supercomputer to come up with a solution, just to get you to the same location. And we have no choice. We need to find Titor and borrow his variable gravity system. Yeah, great idea. Go for it. I wonder how CERN is dealing with this problem. After blowing me off, Krisu goes back to reading CERN's documents. Daru and I aren't good with English, so there's nothing we can do but let her work. Dawn breaks. We stayed up all night again. Fighting drowsiness, I refill my mug with instant coffee. I've already lost count of how many I've had.
Okabe.
Okabe? Krisu hands me her mug. Yeah, Krisu hands her mug to me without looking away from the computer. Guess she expects me to refill it. I mean, she's doing the work currently. Since when did I become her maid? She should ask Mayuri for stuff like this. Mayuri's a professional maid, after all. Or you could just hop off the cup. That said, Krisu's the one reading CERN's documents right now. Daru and I can manage if we use translation software, but we're nowhere near as efficient as she is. Well, it's not exactly what I had in mind when I said I wanted to borrow her knowledge. It just goes to show that I was right to make her a lab note. She's an assistant to the lab. Now at least I should try not to upset her. Yeah. I silently take the mug from Krisu, dump in the powdered coffee, and pour in hot water from the pot. 2 packets of sugar, no milk. Krisu has already requested it the same way 5 times today. I mix it well and bring it over to Krisu. She doesn't immediately realize I'm standing behind her, so I hold the mug in front of her face. Krisu takes it without turning.
Arigato.
Thanks. Her eyes never leave the screen. She's completely absorbed in CERN's research. Even though she was adamant when she called them traitors to scientists everywhere, she's not above picking their brains. But I understand how she feels. I'm itching to know more myself. Daru is fast asleep on the sofa. Good, let him rest a bit. His snoring is quite loud. Furthermore, it sounds like he has sleep apnea. I'm surprised Krisu has been able to ignore it. Is she just that focused? I decide to watch some TV. As always, the news channels are all covering the Radicon satellite crash. 5 days have passed since the satellite crash, and with the start of summer vacation season, crowds are gathering to get a glimpse of the satellite, which still has not been removed. I came from Nagoya. I wanted to see it. Drove all the way from Saitama. It's amazing. Where did that thing come from? Yay! I'm a high school girl from Chiba. Tourists from all over Japan are flocking to this location. In an interview earlier today, Michael Bryan, spokesman for NASA, stated that no satellite had crashed in Japan, and that the crashed object was in fact not even a satellite. The satellite is currently under police investigation. No date for removal has been set. Is it really under investigation? This could be another plot by the organization. Oh hey, it's Mayuri. Good morning. Oh wait, should I say good afternoon? The door unlocks from outside and Mayuri comes in. She has a convenience store bag in hand. There are various food items inside, but it doesn't look like they're for us. Whoa, the air in here is so thick. Don't have a command for that, but it is one of the bit notifications. The 3 of us probably look pretty haggard since we stayed up all night. But it's hard to put on a bright smile now that I know about CERN. I'll refresh the air. And I'll check my mail. Time warrior. I'm so hungry. I had to skip breakfast again today. I don't have much money on hand. Are there any good places to find insects or weeds around here? I can get by using my survival skills if I need, so Solid Snake. What kind of childhood did you have? Sure. Mayuri opens the window wide. The sky is so blue it hurts my eyes. Large clouds listlessly drift on the wind. It is truly a refreshing sight. Mayuri's appearance makes Daru get up with a grimace. Krisu also finally moves away from the computer, sipping her hot coffee while rubbing her eyes. I glance at the clock, then go to the center of the room and call for attention. Since all lab mems are present and accounted for, this is the perfect opportunity to hold another roundtable conference.
円卓会議
Roundabout conference?
なんぞそれ。
What's that?
ラボ面による
A meeting of lab mems.
そんなのこれまでにやった
Have we ever done that before?
そもそも円卓なんてど
Do
こ
we
にあ
even
る
have a round table?
実物はない。
Not physically. However, it exists in the hearts of all lab mems. Am I mistaken?
そうだろ
Yes, you're mistaken. Don't go sticking things in people's
変なもの持
hearts.
たせないで
Don't go sticking things in people's hearts. Solid advice.
なよしにも
Is there one in Maishi too?
あ
Of course there
あ、ある
is.
さ。
Oh, that's good. But what's a round table?
てかなんで円卓
And why a round table? You King Arthur?
そもそも私はラボメンとい
I'm
って
only
も
a
期間
temporary
限
lab
定
mem
だし
anyway. These people whine about every little thing.
どうに
Well, do you know what? While we're here, save it up.
かく円卓会
Anyway,
議だ。
it's a round table conference. Mayuri wasn't here last night, so first, let's explain the situation to her. I like how they were like, he's been drinking coffee all morning, but he absolutely has. Clearly a Dr. Pepper. I tell Mayuri about everything we discovered in her absence. About how CERN is making a time machine, about Jellyman, about how Men in Black might be coming to erase us for all we know.
悪いことはよ
Told you you shouldn't do bad things.
悪いだと。
Bad, you say? We are bad? Absurd.
それを言うならばセルン
If
の方
we're
がよ
bad,
ほ
then
ど
CERN is even worse. They aren't satisfied with ruling the world. Now they want to get their hands on space-time itself.
同意するわ
I agree. For some reason, Krisu backs me up.
セルンのやってることは
What if CERN is doing what CERN is doing is unforgivable? They're traitors to humanity, to society, and to science.
そうだけど
Guess. She doesn't sound convinced. I don't want to get Mayuri involved, but she's surprisingly perceptive. She'd find out even if we kept it a secret, so it's better to just tell her.
いずれにせよこれ
Anyway, Ragnarok can no longer be averted. The final battle with CERN is near. A large part of me is still afraid, but we've come too far to turn back now. We can't unlearn what we know.
ラグナロ
But Rag and Harak?
また北欧神話か
Norse mythology again?
クリスティーナお
Christina,
前にはセルン
I
調査に
ordered
つ
you
いて
to
命じて
investigate
いたな
CERN. What have you
何
learned?
か
命じられた覚えはな
I
い
don't
けど
remember
ね
being ordered. Hold up.
セルンがタイムトラベルにおいて
There are
抱えて
two
いる問題
problems
点
CERN faces with time travel.
一つは電子
First
注入装
is the
置
electron
リフターの
injection
調整
device, also known as a lifter.
これがうまく機能しないと
Unless they get it to function properly, they can't make the Care black hole singularities naked.
この状態で
If you send a test subject through the singularity in its current state, the supergravity compresses them to the micro level. Naturally, there's no way to
無
survive.
事ではそれとタイムトラベル
The
先の
second
局所
problem
場
is
指
that
定
they
ができない
can't
ことが
specify
2
a
点目
physical destination.
得意点を抜
They
けて
can't choose where they end up
どこへ
after
行けるかは
traveling
指
to
定
the past.
だから各地で見つかっている14人
Why
の
so
ジェ
many
リーマン
yawns
は
today?
むしろ運がいい方だったと言うべき
Fine. Wake up super early, wasn't up super late. Roll through it. That's why I'd say the 14-pound jellymen were the lucky ones.
人体実験は
Over 100 human experiments have been performed since 2001.
残
The
りの
remaining
80
80 or
人
so
以上
people
は
ended up
ど
somewhere
こへ
they
飛ば
can't
さ
be
れたのか
found.
すら確認できてい
Jeez.
ないということなんで確認できない
Why can't they be found?
マユシ
Didn't you know, Mayushi? The world is constantly moving. Its rotational speed is 1,500 kilometers per hour, and its orbital speed is 114,000 kilometers per... Bruce Torn is authoritative, but he's just relaying what he heard from Krisu last night.
セレンはその2点について
Stern
解
has
を
been
模索
looking
して
for
みたいだけど
solutions, but it's not
うまくい
going
ってない
well.
みたい
So even CERN is having difficulties.
それで助手よ
Now then, have you learned anything that could help us complete the phone wave name subject to change?
ヒントね
Krisu stares at the ceiling in thought.
そもそも
Well, I suppose you could call the LHC the world's largest
世界一巨大な電子レンジ
microwave
なんて異名もある
weapon.
ぐらいだけど
Of course. In other words, the phone wave, name subject to change, is a miniature LHC.
あながち間違ってない
You
かも
might be onto something there. I'm sure she'd deny it. In fact, I thought she'd yell at me. but instead she agreed with me. Throws me off a little.
もっとも電話レンジ
However,
は
there
わ
are
から
too
ない
many
ことが
things
多
we
すぎる
don't know about the phone wave.
なんでセルンのタ
Why
イム
did
マ
the
シン
same
と
phenomena that
同じ
occur
よう
in
な現
CERN's
象
time machine
あの
also
小さな
occur
電
in
子レ
that
ンジが
tiny
起こせる
little
のか
microwave?
LHC と違って
Like the Large
これは
Hadron
タイムト
Collider,
ラベル
this
のため
thing
に作
wasn't
られ
made
たも
for
のじゃ
time
ない
travel.
のよ
It was made to warm Mayushi's chicken. Yes, it was. Absolutely.
そう
Well,
ね
yeah.
少なくとも
Since the Jellyman phenomena occurs with the phone wave being subject to change, Mayuri's bananas must be reaching the Kerr black hole's ring singularity. There's a black hole here. It won't suck us in, will it? If it sucked us in, we'd become Jellymen too.
でも放電
But we
現象
still
の仕組
haven't
みや
figured
発
out
生
the
条件が
electric
解明で
discharge
きてない
phenomenon, or the conditions required to cause it.
この前の実験だと
During our experiments earlier, we were only able to send emails to the past during the discharge.
まだ2度しか成功していないが
Although it hasn't happened
その
again,
放電現象が
discharge phenomenon could very well signify the injection of charge, that is, electrons.
それが発生した時だ
And
け
only when it occurs does the path to the singularity open.
放電現象の原因はわからないじゃない
We don't know the cause of the discharge phenomenon.
それはこれから調べる
That's what we need to find out.
そもそも
In the first place, the emails we're sending to the past are digital data, not physical
そこがセルン
objects.
のタイムマシン
It's
と
a definite difference from CERN's time machine.
いややることは同じ
No, we're doing the same thing. Who's to say that digital data can't go through singularity?
保証したのか
I think it would be easier than sending something human-sized.
ま
Well,
あ確かに
I suppose that's true.
あのね
You know,
The
way you guys talk about email, it makes me think of folding a letter into a paper airplane and making it go zoom, you know? Brighter than she seems.
むしろ光線だ
It's more like a beam of light, like optical digital data.
ところで
By the way, it's a pain to keep saying email sent to the past. Let's give it a proper name.
またカッコつけ
Got a bad feeling about this.
またとか言う
What's that supposed to mean? You dare mock Hoyo and Kyoma?
どうせへんてこな名
You
前
just
を
want
つ
to
け
give
たい
it
ん
some
でしょ
oddball name, don't you?
変
How rude. Heed me. I shall name the phenomenon of email sent to the past as follows. The name shall be
ノスタルジアドライブ
Nostalgia Drive.
わかりにくい却下
Confusing, rejected.
貴様
You, who gave you the authority to reject my ideas? You're just an assistant.
じゃあ多数決する
Then why don't we take a
ノス
vote?
タルジアドライ
All
ブ
in
に賛成
favor
の
of
人
Nostalgia Drive. My hand shoots into the air. Nobody follows suit.
裏切ったな誰
Have you forsaken me, Daru, Mayuri?
クリスチャンの言う通り
Christian's right. It's too hard for Mayushi to remember.
12秒過ぎだろ
It's way too chuny, man. Raiders. It's way too chuny,
なら
man.
ばお前たちには
Fine, then let's hear some alternatives. Don't tell me you rejected my idea without having any bright ideas of your own.
やっぱりわか
I
りや
think it
す
needs
さ
to
重
be
視にす
something
べきだ
easy
と
to
思う
understand.
時
It's
間
an
を
email
遡って
that
いるもの
regresses through time, so how about
そこを
retro
メールで
mail?
いいんじゃない
そこ
What does retro mean?
どういう意味
Mayuri is busy eating strawberry jelly. I don't think... Maybe it's the strawberry jelly inside. I don't think so, though. It's usually not... I'm confusing it with jelly donuts, clearly. How could she eat that stuff after hearing about Jellyman?
今のマユリの反応が
Sounds like you have your answer, Christina. You said it should be easy to understand, but it wasn't easy to understand at all, was it?
ちっともわかりやすくないではないか
You don't want to know. Lamau. Alright, well, thanks for... Thanks.
それは
But
マユリ
that's
さん
because
も
Mayuri-san is...
あ
Never mind. Yeah, you best not be insulting Mayuri in front of us.
もしかして今
Were you about to say, because Mayuri's dumb?
違うわよ
No. Eh? Christian, do you think Mayushi's dumb?
バカだと思っ
思ってない
I don't, I promise I don't, okay?
誤解しないで
Somehow, Krisu manages to glare at me even while soothing Mayuri.
時をかけるメールの
I
一
vote
択
the
だろ
male who leapt through time. Because of course he would.
少し表現が
That's too stiff. It's hard to say.
オカリンのノスタルなんと
It's
かだ
better
って
than
十
your
分長いじゃんか
nostalgia expeditiosis nonsense. and makes a movie title reference. That's not cool. It needs to be cool.
そんな理由で却下
You're
かよ
rejecting it for that?
トゥットゥルーマユシも思いつ
Mayushi has an idea.
あのね
How about back to the mail? I took a movie title and changed the word to mail.
くっつけ
マユシ
I already did the movie joke, Mayushi.
僕がやった
それに意味が
Besides, I think the meaning is a little off. She probably meant mail to the future, but our emails go to the past.
意味とかじゃなく
It's not about the meaning. I took a movie title and changed the word to mail.
くっつけて
Either way, it's too long.
じゃあデロリア
Then
ン
how
メールと
about
か
DeLorean mail?
もう何のメールかさっぱりわ
It
から
doesn't
ない
even say what kind of email it is.
ねえこんな
Hey,
くだらないこ
we
と
don't
に
have
時
time
間
for
取
this
ってる場合
nonsense.
じゃ
Let's
ない
just
でしょ
abbreviate it to D-mail and
も
move
うその
on.
こと略して D メールにしない
いやしかしそれでは
But that's boring.
味気なさすぎるというか
味気なかろうが味気
I
があ
don't
ろ
care
う
if
が
it's
どうでもい
boring.
い
Not down. Yusu's influence in the lab seems to have grown significantly these past few days.
じゃあ
D-mail, it
決
is.
定します
Mayuri finished with her jelly, proclaims in satisfaction. Wait, when did Mayuri become the moderator?
で
So, why does the DML phenomenon occur?
リング得意点への道
Because
が
the
開い
path
てい
through
る
the ring singularity is open. We've been over this already.
ブラックホールが発生しているのか
We
どう
don't
か
know
は
if there's
確認できて
actually
い
a
ない
black hole at work here.
単に
It could just be an entirely different phenomenon that just happens to
実は
resemble
全
CERN's
く違う
experiments.
焦って結論を出すのは危険よ
It's dangerous to jump to conclusions.
何を言うお前は
Why so timid? Don't you want our time travel experiments to succeed?
そのために
That's why we put our lives on the line to hack CERN.
今語るべきは
What we need to figure out is how to turn the phone wave, name subject to change, into a usable time machine.
でもさ僕たちにできると思
You
う
really think that's possible?
できるかどうかではない
There is no think, only do.
何よその精神論至
What,
上
did
主
you
義
read that off a motivational poster? You're like the classic incompetent boss. Don't ask me how you're supposed to do it, just do it. Just get it done. Damn you, you dare insult the mad scientist Hoyoin Kyoma?
まあそもそもオカリンは
Well, it's not like Okarin's the boss anyway.
いいかにも
Indeed.
俺はラブの
Wait. I am the symbol of this lab, not the boss.
象徴だかなんだか知ら
I
な
don't
い
know
け
what you
ど
mean by symbol, but how do you plan to turn the phone wave into a time machine? Let's have details.
その具体的な解放を教え
解
My plan. Alright, there is one thing.
放電現象が起きるか起きないか
We've been thinking that the electrical discharge happens at random, but I have a hypothesis,
どういうこと
which is... Look at my watch, it's past noon.
発生条件の再現
All the conditions when it occurred. Christina, we experimented through the night with no results, but there's one variable we overlooked.
そして俺たち
Simplest, most definitive variable of all.
すなわち
That is, the time of the occurrence. Ah,
過去2回の放
I
電
checked the times of the two previous occurrences.
それによれば
When I accidentally sent the first DML to Daru's phone, it happened between noon and 1 p.m.
そして2回目
The second time, when all four of us observed the DML, it was 6 p.m.
つまり
So if we perform the experiment within that time frame, we might be able to reproduce the effect.
早速やってみましょう
Let's try it right now. Risu bolts into the development room, suddenly bursting with enthusiasm.
それにしてもこの女子
Well, I'm glad to see she has her priorities straight.
マユシのバナナ
Mayushi's banana supply is getting low. Gotta buy more.
また買
Ooh,
ってこない
only one banana remains untouched. We got rid of the jellified bananas, and then we ate the rest.
ごめんねまゆりさん
Sorry,
後で
Mayuri-san.
新しいバナナ
I'll
買
go
ってく
buy
る
you
か
some
ら
new bananas later. Really? Yay.
オカリンや誰
Okarin and Daru-kun eat my bananas, but they never buy new ones.
とも買ってきて
I'll be sure to amend that in the future. A bunch of bananas is a small price to pay in order to bring chaos to the world. Krisu picks the last banana off the stem, leans under the table, and places it inside the microwave.
まずはゼリーマンに
First, let's see if it'll become a jelly man. She tries to get up and gloriously bangs her head underneath the table. Oh, that always hurts.
ドジっ子アピールは
Trying for the clumsy girl appeal?
ストラ
Was an accident. Nobody bangs their head intentionally. Kusu gets up, blushing in embarrassment with tears in her eyes.
このレンジの配置
Put that microwave somewhere else. It's dangerous and hard to reach like this.
床に穴が開いてしまうから無理だ。
It'll punch through the floor if we put it on the table.
クリスチャンクリスチャン
Christian, Christian. Pain, pain, go away.
どんだけ
Pain gone. Mayuri pats the back of Krisu's head, then sweeps her hand through the air.
サンクス
Thanks, Mayuri-san. Krisu pulls herself together, types on her phone, and activates the phone wave, name subject to change. The banana inside the microwave slowly begins to spin backwards as the timer counts down. Krisu, who's peering into the microwave, suddenly shouts in surprise. The banana has vanished. At the exact same moment, the banana reappears on the stem, jellified. Whoa!
ゲルバナになっ
It became a gel banana.
やはり俺の予想通り
God, his laugh's the
発生
best.
条件は時間
Just
帯
as I
だったな
suspected, the critical variable was time. I was a little anxious about the result, but it all worked out. I outwitted the impertinent genius girl. Now my position as symbol of the lab is secure. First of all, it's not a contest. You're all working together. Second of all, what? Just, yay. Y'all succeeded. Oh, way to go, Okabe. It was so simple, I didn't notice it.
気づけなかった
Kusu says with a slightly sulky expression.
悔しいのか
Your praise does you credit, Christina, but I know you're frustrated you didn't think of it first. Clearly.
それより
Anyway,
E メールが
let's
再
see if we
現
can
でき
send
るか
another
について
D
も
mail.
確認しないと
Kusu ignores my proud laughter and excitedly starts typing out a mail. I feel like my authority has been on the decline since that girl showed up.
のせいでどんどん落ちていくもともと威厳はない
Oh man, you never had any to begin with. Ooh, Daru, a little too real.
いいからそこの男子二
Help
人
me, you
手伝っ
two.
て
Okabe, I'm sending an email to
あん
your
たの
phone.
携帯にメール送るから
When did I become her assistant? Grind my teeth in frustration, but I do as I'm told and insert my phone into the phone wave, name subject to changes, slot.
ねえねえクリスチャン
What are you gonna send, Christian?
なんて送るの
Mary presses up against Krisu and sneaks a peek at Krisu's phone.
別に意味のある
Doesn't
文
matter
章
what it
である
says.
必
What
要はない
matters is whether we
送
can
れるか
send
どう
it
か
or
を
not.
確認でき
Let's see. Okabe is an airhead.
待て
Wait,
この助手
you there, assistant. What are you typing?
さあね準
You'll
備いい
see.
送るわよ
Ready? I'm sending it. Daru has already set the microwave's timer through the X68000. There's nothing inside, but the microwave still operates. The countdown starts from 120. This is where the timing counts. We know that we have to open the microwave door during operation, but we still don't know when to send the mail. For now, we'll do them simultaneously. Yusu readies her finger on her phone's send button and grasps the microwave's door handle. Yuri seeks cover, the smart one,
じゃあカウント
starting the
するぜ
countdown. The microwave timer soon indicates 70.
3 2 1
Zero. 3, 2, 1, 0. Yusu presses send, and at nearly the same instant, I open the microwave door. It's working! It's working, you guys! I mean, with that much electricity coursing through the air, it's probably not working. Like, there's gotta be danger here. Lightning crackles in the air. The cushion underneath the phone wave, name subject to change, collapses under the weight. The floor starts creaking. It's exactly like the discharge phenomenon that occurred before. The discharge lasts for about 10 seconds. After it subsides, we stare at the phone wave, name subject to change, with bated breath. Luckily, it didn't break through the floor.
メール
Did
届
it
いた
arrive? Also, just don't know why, but thinking about saving, so we're gonna save again. Okay. I disconnect my phone from the phone wave, name subject to change, and check my mail. Kusu stands beside me and peers at the screen. airhead. Okabe is an email there, 2 of them even, and they're written in English. Timestamps are from 5 days ago. Kusu starts laughing when she sees the mail, even though she's the one who wrote it. The Okabe in the first one is obviously my name. What does airhead in the second one mean? My English is shaky. Is she saying my head can fly or something? Whatever. I may not know what it means, but I do know this. My assistant is making fun of me. But that doesn't matter right now. Christina, did you send 2 mails? Yeah? No, I only sent 1. Mayoshi saw it too. She really only sent 1. But I received 2. You're right. I even sent in 1 sentence, but it got divided. By the way, what does this word mean? Why don't you look it up? I guess she doesn't want to answer. That reminds me, the email from before was cut up mid-sentence too. Is it? Yeah, look at your history. I'm pretty sure I sent Ocarines a purr. Man, all the test stuff is just making fun of him. Irv. Ocarines a P. Wait, this one got split too. I wonder what's causing it. Maybe it's related to the Jellyman? Mayushi wants to know why it arrived 5 days ago. Good point. Didn't the last one also arrive 5 days before we sent it? Yeah, it did. Is there some kind of a rule for when it arrives? Let's try sending more! Mayuri's right. Now that we figured out how to send emails, we should keep experimenting and collect as much data as we can. Lab mems. Battle stations! He's at it again. Our mission, to send as many D-mails as possible. Garu, man the X68000. Your job is to observe, adjust, and gather information on the phone wave, name subject to change. Assistant, keep those mails coming. Try various patterns of text, Japanese, English, full width, half width, emoticons. The actual messages don't matter. Sure, Shining Finger would be better for the job, but since she's not a lab mem, I'll leave it to Krisu. What about Mayushi? Your mission is to go shopping. Just buy some bananas for now. I, Hoyoin Kyoma, shall fund you. Wow, you're so generous. So I guess your job is opening the microwave? Ooh, you saved the easiest job for yourself. No, my assistant's judgment is sound. The key to a successful D-mail is most likely correct timing of opening the microwave door. I was just kidding. I'll leave this task to Hoyoin Kyoma. I shall open this door with precision, boldness, and delicacy, as if it were the flesh of a beautiful woman. Microwave dude, calm yourself. Ocarine, that's naughty! Furthermore, the current operation is top secret. You must not leak it to anyone, got it? Mayuri nods, the others are ignoring me. Now, I shall give this operation a name. It shall be known as Op... Don't need one. Let's start. What? What? You ruined my climactic scene. Damn you, assistant, this is an outrage. Afterwards, the D-mail experiment, its name is Operation Erd, though I lost my chance to announce it, continues for 2 hours. During that time, every D-mail goes back in time without a hitch. And so do my hiccups. Now it's time to take a break. We're all hungry, and except for Mayuri, we've been up since last night. Go ahead and rest. I'm gonna have a go at it a little longer. She's been going at it for hours and she's still full of energy. It's hard to believe she was so opposed to time travel research before. Scientist's blood must be on fire. We've made a number of discoveries, but we can wait to assess them until after we eat. Rue and I leave the two girls to watch over the lab as we go shopping at the convenience store. We return from the convenience store to find the Braun Tube Workshop's one and only part-time warrior standing in front of the building. She's stretching. Stop. She notices me and calls out without stopping her exercises. What shenanigans are you up to this early in the morning? Shenanigans? Morning? This girl has a thing for unusual words. And you wouldn't believe, we're building the first time machine in human history. Huh? Cool. Huh. Cool. Hey, shouldn't you be more surprised? Can't blame her for being skeptical. I didn't think it was possible either. And into that top secret, I thought you didn't want anyone to know. Crap. Part-time warrior, please keep what I just said a secret. Sure. By the way, part-time warrior glances at the Braun Tube Workshop. Boss is really pissed. Why? The noise. Whatever you're doing up there, it's got the whole building shaking. Dust everywhere, kinda like an air raid. She was saying stuff like, "What's that nutcase doing? I'ma raise his damn rent." Maybe you should go and apologize. Oh boy, what if he kicks us out? Alright, leave it to me. Alright, go tell my assistant to lay off the experiments for now. Roger that. I won't forget you, soldier. That's, what? Daru salutes, then races up to the second floor. By the way, is Makase Krisu here too?
Oh.
Yeah. Come to think of it, she did pick a fight with Christina yesterday. Have you met before? No. Yesterday was first contact. First contact? That's a strange way of putting it. A little bit. Oh, really? Weren't you a little hostile for first contact? She's my enemy. What? I barely heard her. Her voice was so low. I'm about to ask her to repeat herself, but she's staring at the ground in silence. She obviously doesn't want to talk about this. Did she call Krisu her enemy? That doesn't make sense. How could she be your enemy? You just met, right? Yeah. Did she do something to you? Not to me. What does that mean? She did something to someone else? If you want, I can go talk things over with Christina. Doesn't really matter. Maybe you're blaming the wrong person? Please, give it a rest. She hits me with a glare. Anyway, shouldn't you apologize to the boss instead of talking to me? Actually, I'm getting cold feet. But I am Hoyoin Kyoma, the mad scientist who brings chaos to the world. I can't falter now. I steel myself and enter the Braun Tube Workshop. Part-time warrior follows me inside. I have come. Mr. Braun is standing at the counter inside, slurping delivery ramen. Even when I enter, he doesn't look away from the huge 42-inch CRT. It's showing some news show's report and some celebrity divorce. Part-time warrior doesn't say anything. She's just going to stand there and watch him rip me a new one. Why would she... Hey, Okabe. What are you doing up there? Straight to the punch. He doesn't take his eyes off the TV, nor does he stop slurping his ramen. I mean, who would stop eating the ramen? Yet despite his sedentary posture, he exudes extraordinary pressure. But now is not the time to falter. We're currently conducting experiments that will change the course of human history. Discoveries we make today will shape the world for centuries. I don't care what games you guys play, I'm the owner of this building, got it? And the building's really worn out. You keep shaking it. Hey, Comic Sans, thank you so much for the follow. How you doing today? Or tonight? Welcome. The Steins meeting. Hope you're doing well. Nick, indeed. Snake. Keep shaking like that, you could bring the whole damn thing down on our heads. Keep quiet about the dent in the floor. Maybe. Very interesting, Mr. Braun. Don't tell me you forged this building's earthquake safety certificate. Another Discord free collection? Heck yeah. Gotta catch them all, obviously. Gotta join them all. What if I did? Holy crap. Maybe we should seek shelter soon. It's been properly reinforced, but regardless, you guys are still shaking it too much. So what if a few buildings collapse? What's that? As I've said countless times before, our current experiment is of vital importance to the history of science, no, to the history of human civilization itself. It's more important than prolonging this building's lifetime for another 10 or so measly years. The building starts shaking again as soon as I finish speaking. Flakes of concrete start falling from the ceiling. The 42-inch CRT's image goes to static. Damn it, Daru, what are you doing? I thought I told you to stop the experiments. Okabe! He's glaring at me. I'm not even up there. The ceiling is falling. You dumbass. Some got into my ramen. What are you gonna do about it, huh? No more shaking. Or I'll raise your rent by 10,000. What? If you raise it by 10,000 yen, we're ruined. Leave it to me, Mr. Brown. On my honor, I swear there won't be any more shaking today. With that, I race out of the Brown Tube workshop. Today being the operative word. Christina, stop the experiments at once! When I burst into the lab, I find the three of them in the middle of lunch. Mayuri has juicy chicken number 1. Daru has a convenience store box lunch. Risu's eating cup noodles with a fork. Sorry, Ocarine. Maishi tried to warm up some chicken. She tried to use the microwave for its intended purpose. I accidentally put it through reverse rotation, and then it started sparking. See. I sent you an email. Didn't you get it? Sarcasm is not appreciated, Christina. You know as well as I do that my phone is still attached to the phone wave and is subject to change. I disconnect my phone from the phone wave, name subject to change, while grinding my teeth. Sent a few emails, yeah. One more, please. Stop screwing around! I'm the one who has to deal with Mr. Brown. We gave you 5 days advance notice. Oh. Get a lot better in hot months. Oh, absolutely. I agree. Also, hey, Sword, how you doing? Welcome. I've got ice cold Dr. Pepper because I couldn't drink anything else while playing this game. Well, yeah, the timestamp's from 5 days ago, but... Is he mad? Yeah, I could feel his killing aura. Daru turns pale. The two girls don't seem to care. They know not the wrath of Mr. Brown. Ignorance is bliss. Anyway, no more experiments today. Well, at least we got some good data. Then Krisu hides her mouth with a hand as she yawns. Dead tired, and my hair's dried out. I want to take a shower and go to sleep. I sigh and take a boxed lunch out of the convenience store bag. It's cold, so I toss it in the phone wave, name subject to change, and set the timer normally. If you want a shower, there's one here. It doesn't have a bath though. Ocarina always uses it. It's probably filthy. Just assume that? I'd be lying if I called it clean. This entire building is in shambles. Anyway, I refuse to use the same shower as Okabe. Oh. Ooh. I understand. Nobody will blame you if you don't use it. Of course, since the three of us stayed up all night, we're all pretty smelly. Why is that a heh moment? Given the sweltering heat and the fact that we keep the windows closed all night, I bet this place is smelling pretty rank by now.
だから食べ終わっ
So I'm going back to my hotel once I finish eating. Hey, Lukako. Kiyoma-san, are you familiar with Goro Froggies? They were a huge fad last year. We have a ton of them at the shrine, so if you'd like, I could take a few... Could you take a few off our hands? Dad brought a whole box home for some reason. Then he said they were for me. I don't know what to do with them. P.S. I was so bewildered, I couldn't do any practice swings with Samidare. I wonder what the reason is. I suspect the last year's Goro Froggy boom was an organization plot. Be careful, Lukako. Those Goro Froggies, excuse me, may be responsible for Father's strange behavior. Sure. Risu slurps her cup noodles indignantly. Ah. I brought them at her request. She was raised in America, yet she likes cup noodles? Strange. We have cup noodles in America. We have cup noodles here. Yeah, it's the previous fad cute thing. The current timeline cute thing is the Rhinet mascot, the Koopas, and the previous ones are the frogs. That was last year's cool cute mascot thing. Celebrity bath time at a high-class hotel? I want to come too. I'm pretty sure that's a hard no. Not a chance. Mayushi wants to come too.
まゆりさんなら歓迎
You can come anytime, Mayuri-san. Really? Thank you. Hey, take my warm food out of the microwave, take a fresh bottle of Dr. P out of the fridge, and join in on lunch. Hey, Ocarine, I've been wondering, but why do you drink soda while you eat? Does it make it taste better? Obviously, the great taste of Dr. Pepper enhances all things. And wouldn't it be great if I was sponsored by Dr. Pepper? I wish I could be like, sponsored by Dr. Pepper. But no. I don't really see a problem.
僕も
Me neither.
そうね
Same. I didn't give it a second
私も不思議には思
thought.
わない
Only Mayuri. You're acting weird, Mayuri. It's normal to drink soda while eating.
普通だよな上皇
Normal, duh.
異論はない
No objections.
そんな
No way. You guys are the weird ones. Well, I'm a pure Docparian. Someone who loves Dr. P above all other beverages, coined by Ocarine. Docparian. Holy moly! Thank you so much, Comic Sans, for the heckin' subscription. Very much appreciated. I hope you're enjoying what we got going on around here. That gives you access to the sound effect commands we have, which are numerous and plenty, as well as all the tier 1 emotes. I wish I had more of them, but we got a bunch of slots. I got as many as I can have as an affiliate. So unless partnership ever happens, it's still a good variety. Hope you enjoy them as well, and I appreciate the support very, very much. See, and now I know I'm a Docparian. That's me. Daru loves cola like a typical fat otaku, and Krisu lives in America, home of soda. See, I feel like when I think of like American otaku, geeks, nerds, whatever, I think Mountain Dew. I don't think cola, I think Mountain Dew. That's my go-to. For root beer yourself, root beer is really good. I love root beer, but if I had to have my one top choice, it's Dr. Pepper for me. But like, root beer is great, cream soda is fantastic, Dr. Pepper, obviously. Any Coke or Pepsi is fine. Like, there's not many I don't like, but I do have my preference. So I admit our opinion is biased. That doesn't matter right now.
さて
Now, let's discuss Operation Erd's progress.
オペレーションウルドって
Operation Erd?
そうい
Oh, right. Thanks to a certain assistant, I didn't get a chance to present the operation's codename yesterday. Heed me. These D-mail experiments are all part of Operation Erd.
実験の成果はあっ
The
た
experiments have been fruitful. She interrupts me again.
D メールについて
At the very least, we've learned what we can do with the D-mail. Kusu places her empty noodle cup on the table, then retrieves the whiteboard from the development room. While the rest of us eat, she scribbles on the whiteboard and puts it up against the wall.
とまあこんな感じ。補足や
But
反
we can't get
応
rid
は
of that. Command for microwave warming function reverse rotation. Force microwave to open while warming is in progress. Timing unconfirmed. Discharge phenomenon. Send mail to phone wave. Name subject to change. I'm glad she wrote the whole thing during discharge. Conditions for discharge between noon and 6 p.m. Email text limit 12 1 byte or 6 2 byte characters times 3. Any more fails to send. Distance in the past depends on phone wave. Name subject to change. Timer input. 1 second on timer, 1 hour in the past. Contents of microwave become jellymen. Confirmed to also teleport. That about sums it up. Anything to add? Nothing especially. She's summarized the vital parts. Layuri has her mouth half open in a blank stare. She clearly doesn't understand. The email can be at most 36 English characters or 18 Japanese characters long. That makes experimentation difficult, so we'll want to improve that first. Furthermore, each email is split into 12 character segments. If you send 36 characters, you get 3 12-character emails. If you try to send more, everything after the 36th character disappears. But we figured out how to control when it arrives. That's pretty good, right? Though we can only set it in 1 hour increments, we can control how far back the emails go by using the microwave's timer.
発見しただけで満足してたら無意味。
Observation isn't enough. We need to find the underlying
ここに書
principle.
いたのは
What I've written here is nothing but verified phenomena. The underlying principle. Wait. It's not a complete time machine until we understand how it works. What could be the reason for the character limit? Daru and Kusu remain silent. Suddenly, Mayuri, who has been staring at the ceiling in confusion until now, raises her hand.
あのね
Chicken and bananas become gel chicken and gel bananas. But salt doesn't turn into gel salt, right?
お塩は
So far so good, yeah. So much gel. According to Mayuri, the refrozen chicken had indeed been jellified when she tried eating it. Kusu's prediction was right.
で
And you can send 36 letters in a DML, but everything past that disappears, right?
きっとね
So I think maybe you can't send big things or a lot of small things.
送れないんじゃないあもしかして
Maybe
もし
the
かして
curved black hole. It's Care black hole.
カーブブラック
The curved black hole.
だからカーブラックホール
Care black hole.
ブラックホールの穴
Black hole is too tight. The black hole's hole is too tight.
まゆし
Mayushi, say that one more time, starting from hole, down Daru.
穴がき
Hole's too tight.
これはけしからん
Outrageous.
言わせているんじゃないよ
Stop making her say stuff like that. Mayuri has flowers for brains, so she's easy prey for Daru's perversions. It drives me crazy.
穴が
The hole is tight, huh? That might not be entirely
お
wrong.
そらくセレンの
Maybe we have the
タイ
same
ムマシンと同
problem
じ原因
CERN
で
has with their time
リフター
machine.
の調整がうまくで
Since
き
they
てない
can't
から
fully control the
完全
lifter,
に
they
は得
can't
点を
make the
裸にで
singularities
きず
perfectly
その
naked.
せいで遅れる
It
容量が
limits how
限
much
定
they
され
can
る
send.
唐揚げやバナナはともかく
Anyway, 6 Japanese or 12 English characters comes out to 12 bytes.
容量は12倍
English characters are half width, so they only use 1 byte, but full width Japanese characters use 2.
バイト
Bytes, not kilobytes.
おーっと
Oh, so Makishi's bad with computers. I hadn't thought about the fact that Japanese characters are physically larger bits of data, so would use more data. I hadn't considered that. Huh, is that so, assistant?
うるさいな
Darn, you can't be
バイ
genius
トなん
about
て単位と
everything.
か最近見ないから
Terrible.
確認した
Shut
だけ
up.
よ
You don't see things measured in bytes nowadays, so I was just making sure. By the way, 1 kilobyte is 1024 bytes. 1 byte is 8 bits. Actual information. Well, email isn't just comprised of text. There's more to it, like the sender and receiver's email address, the header, and the various other things. So roughly speaking, we can send data in 3 batches of 12 bytes then. By the way, I don't know if using a subject changes anything. but I'm pretty sure that chicken and bananas have to be larger than 12 bytes. How do you measure banana in bytes anyway? Since each grain of salt is tiny, it's possible they could be converted to less than 12 bytes. The larger masses get crushed by supergravity. Mass might not be the issue here. Data doesn't have a mass. In any case, since the singularity isn't naked, the object is forced to pass through the event horizon. Inside the event horizon, space and time switch places, causing the subject that arrived at the ring singularity to reach ultra-high speed. The data, crushed and destroyed by supergravity, is shot out of the black hole. It's a jellyman. But even a small mass has to pass through supergravity. How does it emerge unscathed? If the hole is too tight, then just inject more electrons. I don't think it's that simple. I mean, I'm sure CERN's tried that already. Yet they haven't gotten any results after 9 years of experiments. It's not as simple as increasing the flow of electrons. I see. CERN has a lifter, but we don't know what's in the phone wave is filling the same role, much less how to adjust it. She has a point. We don't know what acts as the lifter, but we do know that it has successfully created a path wide enough to send approximately 36 bytes of data through the ring singularity. I don't get it. Mayuri finished with her chicken, looks at us in confusion. Think of it like an RPG. The ring singularity, the entrance to the event horizon, is the gate to the Demon Lord's castle. The Demon Lord? Hundreds of soldiers attack the heavily fortified Demon Lord's castle gates. The soldiers can use the magic called Lifter to force the castle gates open, but they can only keep it open for a moment before it closes. During that moment, only 12 soldiers can break through. The soldiers can only use Lifter magic 3 times. The 36 soldiers who make it through the gate return triumphantly as the heroes who slew the Demon Lord. But the soldiers who are left behind are imprisoned by the Demon Lord's minions. They're taken to the castle's prison cells and turned into slimes. The heroes save them after defeating the Demon Lord, but unfortunately they go home as slimes. That works. So the soldiers who went home as slimes are jellymen. But there's an exception. The soldiers can combine into a super soldier with the strength and size of 100 ordinary soldiers. The super soldier has the power to defeat the Demon Lord alone, but since his body is too big, he can't pass through the gate even when it's opened by Lifter. And so, deprived of his magic's effectiveness, the weakened super soldier is seized by the Demon Lord's underlings and sent home in defeat as a giant slime. Combining soldiers, that's just silly. It's to illustrate that the object can't be too big. I get it. That's really easy to understand. See, he knows. It is a dumb metaphor, but I guess it works. At least as an explanation for why things get jellified. It's all thanks to Mayuri's hint. Mayushi was helpful? Yeah. Great insight, Mayuri. Keep going. But it's still a hypothesis. It hasn't been proven. How would you prove it? With human experiments like CERN? If Okabe and Hashida-san volunteer as test subjects, I'll happily experiment on you. Human experimentation sounds kind of dirty, if you know what I mean. Dude, you saw the Jellyman reports. Oops. I'd rather play the doctor than the subject. Oh, of course. Same here. No, not in the way he's implying. Idiots. Kusu gives us a cold stare and shrugs her shoulders in exasperation. As I keep saying, the real problem is what the phone wave uses as a lifter. That and one other thing. How come the discharge phenomenon and jellification only happen during a certain time frame? We may not understand everything, but we've perfected the art of demailing. Isn't that our final answer? Sending mail to the past is amazing, isn't it? Yeah? But I guess it's not a real time machine unless we can send people to the past. Even CERN has failed to send humans, though. If you believe what Titor says, it won't be another, what, 24 years before there's a true time machine? I answer Krisu's sarcastic question with a nod.
確かに今の俺たちでは
Physical time travel is impossible for us at the moment. We lack the funds and facilities available to CERN.
しかし俺たちはそれでも
And yet, we have realized a form of time travel. We've sent data to the past. We should investigate the phone wave further. We need to understand what's going on.
D メールをもっ
I
と
have some
いろい
fun
ろ
ideas for how to
面
use
白い使い方やな
Gmails.
気持ちはわかるが今日は
I know how you feel, but we can't today.
もしま
If
た
we shake the building again, Mr. Braun is sure to blow a gasket.
通告を出されるだろう
He'll raise the rent or kick us out of the lab.
詳細な検証は
We can start experimenting again tomorrow, but this I will declare now.
これだけは宣言させてくれ
I stepped onto the couch and look at each lab mem in turn.
靴脱がなきゃ
You have to take off your shoes, it's dirty.
本日
Today, what day is it?
8月2日
August 2nd.
2010年
August 2nd, 2010 is a date which will live in infamy.
なぜなら
On this day, we, the Future Gadget Laboratory, have developed
タイムマシン開
the
発に
first successful time machine in the history of mankind.
人類史上初じゃなくね
It's not the first.
セルに
CERN
先
beat
越され
us.
てたし
And you can't even say we developed it. It happened by accident. It seems that my assistant doesn't know the meaning of the word serendipity. Penicillin, X-ray machines, dynamite. These inventions and more were all born from coincidence. Guess.
でもクリス
A
ちゃん
concern. Of course. Also, hey Fluffies, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat.
この前は
But Christian, you said before that time machines don't exist, right? But now you admit they do. It's just that I have to admit it for now. If we investigate how the phone wave works, it might turn out to be something that only seems like time travel. Does nobody have any respect for my grand declaration? No.
人類史上初の
Don't complain if I take all the credit for inventing the first, second, whatever, time machine in human history.
今日の第66
The
回
66th Round Table Conference ends here. Dismissed.
ちょ今のっ
Wait,
て円卓
that's a round table conference? Didn't know that. And it's even the 66th? Who cares? What kind of table is it? Kisu gets up from her chair and stretches. I'm gonna go back to my hotel, take a shower, and sleep. Yeah,
毎
she has to go to work soon.
バイトなのです
I'm incredibly tired too. Let's just sleep today. Sleep the day away, you know. But when I lie down, I find myself unable to sleep. Though part of me is still frightened by the dark secrets we've uncovered, the curiosity and excitement are too much to bear. We've built a machine that can send emails to the past. It's like a dream, but it's real and it's ours. As I start thinking of ways to use it, my imagination spreads out to infinity, driving the last vestiges of fear from my mind. But not sleep, apparently. No, I'm standing in absolute darkness. How long have I been here? I can't remember. I can't move. I can't feel. I can't see. The world is empty. No, not empty. A voice resounds in the blackness, as if whispering in my ear, as if screaming from far away, as if dozens of people around me are speaking at once. Congratulations, Shinji. Where am I? You are beyond the event horizon. Time and space switch places. Suddenly the darkness is dispelled. An ocean of stars fills the heavens. The sight is breathtakingly beautiful. However, one point in space lacks stars. I notice that point. I stare at that point. My body starts to fall, falling through the sea of stars. No, not falling. I'm being pulled. Pulled into a rift of utter darkness from which not even light can escape. In an instant, my consciousness has exceeded the speed of light. Stars flash past and vanish from sight. Light itself is but dust in my wake. Logic screams that this cannot be. Nothing can move faster than light. That would contradict the theory of relativity. You aren't moving. That voice again. It comes from behind, overtaking my faster-than-light consciousness. At the same time, it seems to lie in wait at my destination. Why do I hear Christina's voice?
あんたは
You
移
aren't
動な
moving.
んてしていない。
Those same words.
言ったはず。
Remember what I said.
ここでは
Here, space and
空
time
間と
switch
時間
places.
あんたは
You can't
空間
move
を
through
戻す
space.
あんたの時間が
Your time is stretching out to eternity.
引き伸ばされているのよ。
Accelerate. I can hardly breathe. It feels like something is crushing my body.
あんたの1秒は
1 second for you, an eternity for me.
遠くから観測
As I
している
observe you from a
私には
distance, I see you as a still
あんた
object.
は停止しているよ
I
うに
fall
しか見えない。
and pulled to the depths of the dark, or perhaps to the end of the universe. But even beyond the speed of light, I'll never reach it. Am I looping? No, that's not it. It's the end running away from me. That's not it either. Stretching? What is stretching? Space? Me?
振り返ってはいけ
Don't
ない。
look back.
永遠は
Eternity is not infinite.
永遠へ向かって
Time stretches
時間が
towards eternity.
終わりは存在す
Yet
る
it has an end. Something approaches. It approaches slowly, a stark contrast to the stars flashing past. Is it really approaching? It looks like it's standing still. Its slowness gives it that illusion. Don't know what it is, but it is something.
イベントホライゾン
The event horizon. I try to reach towards it, but my hand won't move.
振り返ってはいけない
Don't look back.
そこには
You see only yourself, trapped in a second stretched out to eternity.
連なっているから
I'm slowing to a stop, but still I keep falling. The end never comes. It is asymptomatic. Yeah, asymptotic approach to zero. When will the second pass?
時間と空間
Time
の
and space have switched
入れ
places.
替わっている
A second stretched out to infinity. 1 second becomes 0.1 seconds. 0.1 seconds becomes 0.01 seconds. 0.01 becomes 0.001. 0.0001. 0.0001. So on, and so on, and so forth. Stretching out. When will I arrive? Gradually, time shortens. Gradually, my perception of time lengthens.
前を向いて
Face forward,
た
struggle
どり
on.
着いて
No matter how close I get, I can never reach.
魔王の城
To the
門へ
Demon Lord's gate. Suddenly, her words take on an amused tone. The Demon Lord's gate.
あんたは
You don't have the key.
だから
You can't pry it
城門を
open.
こじ開けられず
I try to shout, but my mouth won't move. I mustn't look back.
魔王の手下に捕らえられる
You will be captured by the Demon Lord's minions. Pictures from the Jellyman's report flicker through my brain. My body.
振り返ってはいけない
Don't look back. I want to look back. I want to go back. I can't look back. Can't go back. I face towards the thing. I face the future of becoming a jellyman. While frozen for eternity. Some wicked dreams, yo. Roused by a melody, I slowly open my eyes. Instead of an ocean of stars, I see the lab's familiar ceiling. What a bad dream. It's bright out. What time is it? The phone is ringing. Oh, yeah, no wonder it's so many. I came like you said, Okabe-kun. You promised to show me the IBM 5100, remember? Are you there? Your windows are open and the lights are on. If you're there, could you open the door? I'm out front, Moika. Mail demon again. Oh, I wanted to read more of it. Thought I told her to stop with the spam. Check the clock, it's 9 a.m. Slept for over 15 hours. Are you asleep? Ignoring me, maybe? I'm climbing the stairs now, Moika. Please reply. Are you pretending to be out? I'm coming to the door. I was going to knock, but the hallway's dark and scary. I'm afraid something will jump out if I make any noise, Moika. Did you go out? Where are you? Are you still in Akihabara? Moika. No wonder I feel so lethargic. I stifle a yawn as I unlock the door. When I open the door, I see Shining Finger, Kiryu Moika, standing there, looking down at her phone.
寝ていたのだ。
I was asleep. Her expression doesn't change, but she bows her head slightly. I guess that's her way of saying sorry. I guess I can't just leave her standing there. I reluctantly invite her in, then shut the door and collapse back onto the sofa. I'm still half asleep. I went to the trouble of inviting her in, but Moika just stands in the corner of the room.
汗びっしょ
You're covered in sweat. I just had a little taste of what it's like to be a particle drifting through space.
宇宙を漂う粒子の
Bad
気分を
dream.
味わっていた。
That was one hell of a nightmare. Maybe I'm more shocked by the truth of CERN's experiments than I thought I was. Also, feel like I'm just not saving often. I'm gonna keep saving. Though, knock on wood, power stayed on. At any rate, I'm still drowsy. My vision's a little blurry, too. I feel like yawning again. I failed to stifle it this time.
それで
So, you came to see the IBM 5100?
旅行見に来たのか。
Moika nods. Then she starts entering something on her phone. We're face to face. Why is she sending me mail? Never seen anyone act like this before. Maybe she's the curse. This is the curse of the Esper power known as Shining Finger. Use it too much and you lose the ability to talk
見え
normally.
ないぞ。
Oh, I'll read it. I'm not reading it. Moika's shoulders twitch.
目の前にいるのに。
I feel like an
わざ
idiot
わざメール
exchanging
でやり取り
emails
す
when
る
you're
バカ
standing
が
right in
どこ
front
に
of
いると
me.
いうのだ。
Besides, I don't have the energy to read each and every mail right now.
口頭で頼む。
Speak. But instead of speaking, she just stares at her phone. I see her cheeks faintly stiffen. She's probably daunted by my aura of madness. That's it. Understandable. I am the harbinger of chaos after all.
いい
Is it okay? Oh, now she's talking. Too bad I don't understand what she means. Is what okay? Don't miss the way Moika quickly scans the room.
IBN 5000
Please show me the IBN 5100.
いいだろう。しかし
Just
見せるだけ
look.
だ。
After you look,
そして
you
見たら
leave,
帰る。
okay?
それでいいか。
I won't sell or lend it to her, no matter what. That machine is critical to our hacking operation against CERN, the enemy. Moika bites her lip, but she soon nods faintly. I open the curtains to the development room. Off to the side is the cardboard box with the IBM 5100 inside.
その段ボールだ。
It's in that cardboard box over there. I point to it by jerking my chin. Moika slowly walks up to the cardboard box, takes a breath, and peeks inside. Her eyes instantly light up, and she stares at the machine in fascination. Maybe she's not only a male demon, but also a retro PC maniac? Or maybe she's even a pervert with a retro PC fetish. Oh, that seems likely. Super likely. No way. I don't want to live in the same world as perverts at that level. After staring at the IBM 5100 for a few moments, Moika starts cheerfully typing out a mail. What an annoying woman. I want to take a picture.
無断撮影は
No
禁止だ。
unauthorized photographs. First, show me the camera you're going to use. Unless I place strict restrictions on photography, she might just snap my picture when I'm not paying attention. I'm being chased by the organization, so I can't expose my face to the media. Moika stops moving once I give her my instructions.
ああ、いい。
Place the camera you're going to use on that shelf so I can see it, okay? No funny business. I mean, it would just be... Yeah, I was about to say. Moika silently places her phone on the shelf. But she doesn't let go. She keeps her hand on it.
まさか。
That's it? You're gonna use your phone camera?
その携帯の内蔵カメラで
Moika nods, still expressionless. I thought she was doing a magazine article, but if she's using her phone, something tells me she's not very good at her job. Or maybe she's so nervous about interviewing me that she forgot her camera. At any rate, I'm starting to feel sorry for her.
オーケーだ。
Alright, you can take as many pictures as you want, but on one condition. No face
この
shots.
俺の顔
If
以
you
外
take a picture of me, I'll have no choice but to silence you.
撮るつもり
I don't want your picture.
うん
Oh. Moika starts shooting the IBM 5100. She doesn't even glance at the great Hoyo in Kyoma. She may act like she doesn't care, but I can tell she's waiting for me to lower my guard. She can't deceive these eyes of mine. A picture of me is worth millions to the right people. Given her stalker-like behavior, it seems safe to assume that I am the true focus of her interest. Safe to assume, But I won't be exposed so easily. I feel sorry for her, but I can't let the organization find me. I've been on the run for so long, my caution has become habit. Leave no trace of where you've been. Stay vigilant around the clock. That's how you stay alive. I keep my guard up, ready to respond with lethal force should she attempt to take my picture. Lethal force? Yeah. About 5 minutes later, she's still focused on the IBM 5100, like I'm not even in the room. He dares attack my pride? A fearsome opponent indeed. 30 minutes later, Moeka is still taking pictures. The period between shutter sounds has lengthened, but she's still adjusting her angle for every shot. Her expression is completely serious. Come on, it's a computer, not a supermodel. I watch her work from the lounge as I munch on a breakfast banana. I would have preferred to get something from the convenience store, but I don't want to leave Moeka alone. I know the IBM 5100 is too heavy for her to carry, but still, there's no telling what this fanatic will do if I let her out of my sight. Suddenly, I get another mail. Borrow the 5100, can I? Already said no. I direct my answer towards the development room. Besides, that thing weighs a ton. You can't carry it by yourself. Ah, damn it. What did it say? You could help me carry it. Wait a minute. Why are you assuming I'll lend it to you? I already said I wouldn't. Really? Well, that was the initial point, was you cannot borrow this. No matter what? No matter what. Once again, she does her thing, typing on her phone at high speeds. Meanie. Moeka. Did she really have to send me a one-word mail? What a troublesome woman. Now listen well. The Phantom Retro PC, the IBM 5100, has chosen me, Oyoyin Kyoma, as its contractual master. That's the undeniable truth. Not even God can change this decision, for it is the choice of Steins Gate. Besides, I'm only borrowing the IBM 5100's power. When I'm done with it, I'm returning it to its original owner. Who's the original owner? Tell me. Stop with the mails already. Can't tell you. I swore a blood oath to maintain secrecy and protect the original owner from those who desire the IBM 5100. I mean, anything could happen. Moeka might seduce Luca's dad. It seems within the realm of possibility, for instance, and get him to lend her the IBM 5100. Then I couldn't complain if Moeka took it away. I must avoid that situation at all costs. Of course, I don't think Moeka can seduce anyone with her personality, and since Luca's dad has a wife and kids, I don't think he'd fall that easily. Tell me where you found it, right? Probably just thinking too much. Moeka, meanwhile, is staring at the floor in what I assume is defeat. I'm not without sympathy for your plight. I formed a contract with the IBM 5100 for my own goals. After I achieve those goals, you can negotiate with the original owner to form a contract of your own. When I return the IBM 5100 to Yanabayashi Shrine, Ragnarok will be over, and the fate of the world will have already been decided. And when Ragnarok is over, whether it ends in victory or defeat, my life as Hoyoin Kyoma will be... No. I said, this is no time to be thinking about the future, only the past. After all, my future is already... Anyway, where was it? Jeez, I had some good angst going there. She's just oblivious to the mood. The IBM 5100 was at Yanabayashi Shrine. Just then I hear the sound of the door opening. Moeka twitches. I look into the lounge and see Daru, wiping the sweat off his brow with a towel as he comes in. Guten Morgen. You sure are early. Ever since university went into summer break, Daru has been coming to the lab in the mornings less and less. But then again, he's also been staying up all night more and more. I would know nothing of the sort. Went to bed early. Woke up at 5 this morning. Man, it's hot. It's not supposed to be this hot in the morning. Oh? Oh. Ocarine. Who's this sexy 3D woman? Ah, let me introduce you. This is Shining Finger. Kiryu Moeka. Shining Finger? Does her hand glow with an awesome power? Of course it does. Does its loud roar tell you to grasp victory? No, but she's definitely an Esper. An Esper? That's stupid. Watch her type, you'll see. Well, whatever. Welcome to the lab, Kiryushi. Even though Daru bowed his head, Moeka doesn't so much as look at him. She's now looking down at her phone, not that she ever really looked away. Daru turns red. What magnificent ignore skill! Are you looking down at me because I'm a fat-ass Ota? You're a mainstream woman, aren't you? Moeka, this is my favorite right arm, Super Haka Daru. Moeka lowers her chin imperceptibly. Is that supposed to be a bow? Her expression hasn't changed at all. Everything Daru says flows cleanly through one ear and out the other. And she was so eager to meet the Super Haka before. Hey, Ocarine, did you do something to her? What? We were just taking pictures. Pictures? Pictures? So you're going to blackmail her and force her to be... Oh my. Stop applying eroge logic to reality. My bad. Those jokes aren't helping. My bad, you know. Ah, right. I thought of some upgrades we can make to the phone wave. Like what? You know how it's a huge pain in the ass to send emails to the past? Yeah. I'll just simplify that process. Oh, and also make it possible to forward from the phone wave's dedicated phone. Forward? What do you mean? Excuse me, right now you can only send a DML to the phone attached to the phone wave, right? That's right, in yesterday's experiments, my phone was attached to the phone wave and named subject to change is socket, so my inbox got flooded with DMLs. That's pretty inconvenient. If we give the phone wave's dedicated phone a forwarding function, we can use it to send DMLs to any number we want. How long will that upgrade take? 2 or 3 hours? That's if you help me though. Understood. I'll help. Okay. Daru really is reliable. I walk up to him with my hand raised for a high five. But he completely ignores it, sits on the sofa and begins eating. Ooh, the pain. Damn it, pay attention, Daru. I slowly lower my hand. Whatever. Once the upgrades are complete, we'll gather the lab mems and begun discussing serious DML use. It's time to think about the practical applications of sending mail to the past. Not a mail. You said something about sending emails to the past, didn't you? What does that mean? Tell me. What the? You idiot. How could you make such a basic mistake? Moeka, whose eyes have never once left her phone, is now staring straight at me. I need to talk my way out of this somehow. She may just be a part-timer, but she's still a journalist of sorts. If she learns that we've built the world's first time machine, there's no way we'll be able to keep it under wraps. The organization is sure to find out. I can't let that happen. You just heard us. No, you heard wrong. No. Moeka shakes her head. I know what I heard. Moeka's pretty persistent. You don't say. Your 90 million emails. Maybe a test of that? I know that because of her— oh, mail attacks. Never mind. She won't let me escape so easily. What should I do? In frustration, I put my phone to my ear. It's me. That's a problem. No, not that. Information on number 8 got leaked to a third party. Yeah, I know. I need to do something. Depending on the situation, I may have to silence her. Yeah, no. We can't let the organization know about this. Lionsgate seems to enjoy sending trouble my way. My seat in hell can wait until Ragnarok is over. El Sai Conqueror. I put my phone in my pocket and turned back to Moeka.
誰かっていうのは
What was that?
お前には関係ない
Doesn't concern you. Moeka looks down and begins typing another email. What does that mean? FB? When she didn't include her usual signature, does that mean she was in a hurry? Her expression didn't change at all, though. Anyway, I disregard the mail's contents and take one step towards Moeka. She makes no attempt to escape. I'm standing between her and the door. Kiryu Moeka, you must swear to protect our secret or die. You know, somebody who you've met twice before and you're like, hey, if you tell anyone about this, I'm gonna kill you. Like, oh man. Choose now. No time to think it over. No alternatives either. You have learned our secret and now you must pay the price.
殺す
You'll kill me? Only if you try to go public. Underestimate the insane mad scientist Hoyoin Kyoma and your parents.
何オカリン
You read it again, Ocarine? Drew standing behind me. I turn around in surprise.
桐生氏だっけ
Kiryushi, was it? Okarine's kinda crazy, so it's okay to ignore him when he talks like this. Can't you see what's going on, Super Haka? Imbecile. Because of your careless tongue, she found out that the phone we've named subject to change is a time machine. A time machine?
今オカリンも
That was pretty careless too. This is awful. Everything that could go wrong has. How do I recover? First, I need to silence Moe.
おはよ
Oh, hey, Mayuri. Good morning. Oh, Kareem, Mayushi wants to warm up some chicken before we start the time travel experiments.
う
Ooh, just one person after. I dropped to my knees in utter despair. We're finished. It's impossible to talk our way out of this one. Kiryu Moeka, I'll tell you everything. I have a favor to ask. Tremble, right arm of mine. The covenant I command thee. Come forth, hellfire of darkest black. Fulfill my desire for ultimate destruction. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Yeah, okay. I pull hard with both my arms, tearing the microwave door free with a terrible screech. The screws were loosened, but it sounds like I might have broken something too. Well, whatever. Ah, now I can't warm up any more chicken. This isn't a microwave anymore. It's a time machine.
工房だよ
That's not fair. Go buy a new microwave, Ocarine.
新しく電子レンジ
I don't have that kind of money. Besides, this was Daru's idea. Removing the microwave door means we don't have to open it every time we want to send an email. Daru is currently reprogramming the microwave so that it won't stop when the door is open. He's already programmed the forwarding feature. Moeka takes a picture with her phone. I cover the lens with my hand.
撮影は禁止だと言っている
Told you no pictures. In commemoration.
何の記念だ
Of what? Anyway, no pictures. Moeka complies. Registered her as Lab Mem number 005 just a bit earlier. It was a choice between letting her leak word of the time machine or forcing her to join our group. I reluctantly chose the latter. I've gone soft. The old me would have killed her without a second thought. You're standing right next to me, but my monologue has no effect. The Garo Froggies are responsible, but he was acting strange way before Garo Froggy existed. Sorry, I said something impertinent. Be more careful from now on. You'll be okay, right? Yes, I didn't swing Sadamari again. No. Looks like she wants to ask me something.
なんだ
What is it?
本当に
Is it really a time machine?
本当だ
Yes, you'll see, but you can't tell anyone, okay?
だから絶対に
Moeka
妨害
nods.
するな。いいな。よしプログラム
Program complete. Misu, lying on the sofa, looks up from the technical manual she was reading. She got here about 30 minutes ago.
それじゃあ実験再
Let's
開ね
resume the experiments. But won't the manager scold us again? Hey, don't worry. Yesterday I made this promise with Mr. Brown. I swear there won't be any more shaking today. Clever bastard. In other words, the no shaking promise only applied yesterday, so since today is yesterday's tomorrow, we can shake it all we want. Since today is yesterday's tomorrow. That doesn't settle anything. Why you're so confident is a mystery to me. In other words, Christina, you want me to erase Mr. Brown? No. Besides, I don't think a wimp like you stands a chance against him. He's so muscly. He is, absolutely. Unfortunately, it's impossible to experiment without shaking the building. I have no choice but to negotiate with Mr. Brown somehow. The other 4 members look at me in anticipation. Planning to sacrifice me? This is the choice of Steins Gate, but how do I... While trying to think of a way to avoid talking to the manager, I wander over to the window and look outside. The street below is mostly empty. A girl is polishing her bicycle in front of the building. A much younger girl is squatting next to her, watching her work. They're alone. I can only see the backs of their heads from here, but I know who they are. Hey you, part-time warrior. When I call her, Suzuha looks left and right while wiping the sweat off her brow before finally looking up here. Sup? The girl beside her also looks up. This cute little girl is Tenoji Nai, Mr. Brown's only daughter. Looks like she came to play with her father today. I've always wondered how it's possible for such a muscular man to spawn such a cute girl. Nai bows her head when we make eye contact. I return the nod and then call out to Suzuha. What are you doing there? Can't you tell? I'm polishing my bicycle. Aren't you working today? Of course I am. Why else would I be here? You're polishing your bicycle even though you're at work? I mean, I guess the store barely has any customers. To put it bluntly, was there even a need for a part-timer? What? Is she still tinkering with that bike of hers? I can hear Krisu's sour voice from inside the lab. She was there when I came in, glaring at me. Looks like they're still fighting. Hey, part-time warrior, where's Mr. Brown? Mr. Brown? Who's that? The manager of that junk shop you work at. It's not a junk shop, it's a CRT specialty shop. My assistant's so picky. Junk shop was just a joke to add a little Hoyoin Kyoma spice to the mix. Oh, so that's who you meant. Daddy's name isn't Mr. Brown? Oh man, the little girl diligently corrects us on her father's name. He must not get the joke. The boss is on a service trip. I don't think he'll be back for a while. What? Is that true? It's true. I wouldn't be slacking off like this otherwise. Yes, you would. Ah, Nai, don't tell the boss I said that, okay? Then let me ride your bicycle. It's a blessing from the gods. I give my gratitude to part-time warrior and shift my attention back inside. You heard her. This must be the choice of Steins Gate. Mr. Brown is currently absent. In other words, we can experiment to our heart's content. That doesn't solve the problem, you know. I'm telling you, it's the choice of Steins Gate. Whatever. I want to try out the Phone Wave 2nd edition version 1.03. Second attention verse erosion? Second edition version 1.03. How did we get to 1.03? Enough of your unsophisticated names. The upgraded version shall be known as Heavenly Merry-Go-Round. That absolutely sounds like a Guilty Gear attack and or song title. 100%. The name doesn't matter. Let's just start the experiment. The sound of a camera interrupts our quarrel. Moika has her phone pointed at us. We continue to tell her not to take pictures. You look like you were having fun. Mayuri smiles happily. Dara doesn't react. Krisu turns away in a huff. Probably. I'm fed up with these people and their fooling around. This assistant is such a tsundere. Who are you calling a tsundere? Oh, Makusashi. You know what tsundere means?
知らないわ。
No?
どう見ても知っている
I
な
think you do. It's written all over your face.
うん。
Mizu bites her lip. So she is familiar with otaku culture. I wonder how she got that knowledge while living in America. The internet is a powerful thing. Experiment, please. Moika's tired of waiting. She's shown great interest in the time machine ever since we told her the truth. Of course, I made her promise never to write an article about it. I threatened to take her phone away if she broke her oath. The phone wave, name subject to change, is ready to send a DML whenever we are.
じゃあオカリンの携帯に転送されるように
Setting it up so it forwards to Okarin's phone. Daru types my phone's mail address in the X68000's keyboard. We decided Mayuri was going to be the one to send the email, so she starts typing on her phone. We set the microwave timer to 60 hashtag or 60 pound and press start. Even though the door has been removed, the microwave runs like always. The discharge phenomenon occurs and Mayuri's mail goes through the phone wave. Name subject changes, dedicated phone to mine. Of course. Mayushi, star.
これは
Really? Mika stares at my phone in what I assume is disbelief, though it's hard to tell given her lack of expression.
どう
What do you think? This proves that the phone wave, name subject to change, is an honest-to-goodness time machine. Moika just keeps staring at my phone. Hey! Part-time warrior's voice comes from outside the window. It's shaking again, and there's a strange light too. What are you doing up there? I decide to ignore. Consider. Mr. Brown is one thing, but she doesn't scare me at all. She can't raise my rent.
さてラボ面の諸君
Now then, lab members. I assemble all the lab members, including Moika, for a meeting.
第73
The
回
73rd Roundtable Conference will come to order.
昨日は第66回だった
Yesterday
ぞ。
was the 66th. Where did the
間
other
の
6
6回はどこ
go?
に消えた？
What's a Roundtable Conference? Tell me. Oh, I'm right-clicking anyway. Let's continue saving. Only anal retentive bastards care about the minor details. That's why you'll never be more than an assistant, Christina.
助手止まりなのだ
Super smart. Clearly is picking up anything that you've got way faster than you. Published, respected scientist. Has traveled to different areas of the world. But I guess she'll never be more than an assistant, you know.
だから
Like I
私
keep
は女
saying,
子で
I'm
も
neither
ク
your
リスティーナで
assistant
もないと
nor
あれほど
Christina. I ignore Krisu's complaints and proceed.
オペレーションウル
In the first stages of Operation Erd, we tested the limits of D-mail technology. We discovered that we could only send up to 36 English characters. Oh. Inbox. Operation Erd sounds military.
今日の実験では
Today, we advance to the second stage, practical applications of D-mail. Practical applications. I'll send one to this morning so I can say good morning, Okarin.
そんなわけがあるか
Like how you will. Write that on the back of a leaflet or
チラシの
something.
裏に
But if it's on the back of a leaflet, you won't get it.
俺が言っている実践的というのは
Mayor-san sure is funny. When I say practical applications, what I mean is a short pause to look at all 4 members, then I lower my voice.
過去を変えられるかどうか
Changing the past. Shock ripples through the room.
ちょっと待って、そんな
Now
の危険
hold
す
on.
ぎる。
It's too
神に
dangerous.
でもなったつもり？
Are you trying to play God? Change the past. I want to try.
おや助手
Oh, what's so dangerous about it?
タイムパラドックスよ。
Let's say you create a time paradox and blow up the world. What do you plan to do then? Well, nothing. The world would be
俺
exploded.
もお前も
Well,
死
I
んでる
guess, yeah, we'd be dead.
そんな無責任
You're
な
gonna
考え
change
で
the
過
past
去
so
を変えようなんて。
recklessly? Are you kidding me?
まさかあんた。
Don't tell me. You're not seriously trying to bring chaos to the world or whatever,
実行
are
で移そう
you?
としてるんじゃないでしょうね。
いやいやそれはないわ
What's this about chaos? Are you a bad guy, Okabe-kun? I mean, you know. He's all talk. It's fine to ignore him, Makisashi. Really?
大丈夫だ
Don't worry, Okarin's actually a very nice person. You'll see.
本当はとってもいい
Disagree. You won't lend me the IBM 5100, meanie. I mean, I know it's just a static image for the sake of a background, but I like to think that she's still just typing without looking at it now. I don't remember asking for an appraisal, but I'll answer Christina's question. My dream is to purge the world, plunge the world into chaos even. However, it is still far too early to bring that dream to fruition. We can only send 36-byte emails. That's not enough for my purposes. Therefore, I shall set my ambition. Project Chaotic, aside for now. Project Chaotic? Did you just come up with that? Yes. Correct, Makuseshi.
Yes.
Yes. Ocarine just says the first thing that comes to mind. He's always like that. Don't analyze me, Daru. You, assistant, stop that fist pumping. Are you making fun of me? Okabe-kun's funny too. So what are we gonna do? Yeah, how do you want to change the past anyway? First of all, the purpose of this experiment is to verify whether or not we can actually change the past. So it doesn't matter how trivial the change is. Have you heard of the butterfly effect? Of course. You made a movie. I've never heard of the butterfly effect. Everyone's so smart, I can't follow the conversation. Yeah, it's like that saying, when the wind blows, the bucket maker gains. No? Yeah? No. Kinda like that, but kinda not. Excuse me, a butterfly flaps its wings in Beijing and a storm happens in New York, right? I feel like I hear a different location every time, but yeah. Yeah, that. Part of chaos theory. Basically, any change, no matter how small, would have a significant effect on the future. Do you plan to take responsibility for that? Taito said the many worlds interpretation holds truth. That makes it okay to change the past? Or to believe that self-proclaimed time travelers' delusions? Many worlds? You mean there are more worlds just like this one? I don't believe it. Can you prove their delusions? I'm asking what you're going to do if they are. How are you going to deal with the consequences? Yusu and I glare at each other. I don't think this argument is going anywhere. Perceptive. For some reason, I always end up getting emotional whenever I argue with this impertinent assistant of mine. Such weakness is unbefitting of an insane mad scientist. I need to calm down. Christina, you said this before, did you not? When hypotheses pile up and theories are verified, they become reality. That's how modern physics comes to understand the truth of the universe. You're contradicting yourself. No, I'm not. We don't even have a hypothesis for how the phone wave works. We're just fumbling about in the dark here. There's still too many risks to try changing the past. We should wait until we know more. So she's not unconditionally opposed. Actually itching to try it out, aren't you? Well... Yusu quickly looks away. Besides, don't you want to prove the phone wave, name subject to change, isn't a time machine? If it's not a time machine, then it can't change the past. You could prove yourself right, so why are you against it? Oh, shut up. And if you're going to talk about time paradoxes, then what about CERN? They've already sent more than 100 people to the past. Surely a few paradoxes have happened by now. CERN? Did you say CERN? Moika? So you want to stoop to the same level as the guys that did those inhumane experiments? We're not doing human testing or anything, so relax. Suddenly, Mayuri raises her hand. She was staring blankly at us the whole time, so I'm a bit surprised. Ocarine, Mayushi doesn't really get it, but what are you going to change? Finally, some constructive conversation. My goal for this operation is simple. We, my friends, going to win the lottery. Everyone except for Moika stares at me open-mouthed.
僕は賛成。
I'm for it. If we win the lottery, we can buy all the computer parts I want and go to May Queen for every meal of the day.
むしろ試
It'd be
さない方
stupid
が
not
お
to
かしい
try
ぞ。
it. It's my super hacker.
現金だな。
Money? Oh, Korean, that makes Mayushi sad.
悲しい。もっとね。
We should do something that will bring peace to the world.
例えばね。
Like, what if we give everybody in the whole wide world an Uba
ス
cushion?
ーパークッションを持っているようにすると
Pure
か。
happiness.
世界が
Peace, you say? Don't be ridiculous.
俺を誰だと思
I'm
っ
the
て
insane mad scientist, Hoyoin
狂気の
Kyo.
窓さ
岡部
And here I thought you had ambition. I'm surrounded by idealists.
そもそも趣旨を
Don't get
履
me
き違える
wrong.
な世界平和
This
だと
isn't
か
about world
志など
peace and it isn't about ambition. It's about discovering whether or not we can change the past. 最もわかりやす The
いの
easiest
は
way to do that is to see if we can win the lottery, right?
でも最大の目
Your
的はお
primary
金
goal
だ
is the
ろ
money, isn't it?
金を手に入れれば
With that kind of money, I could say goodbye to this rickety old building. I could get an office in Daibaru or
事
UPX.
務所か
ほらやっぱり
See, just like I thought.
綺麗事ではない
Won't whitewash it. If we moved, we could experiment as much as we want without fear of Mr. Brown. We had money, we could build the future gadgets of our dreams.
それに
And of course, we could buy a truckload of Mayuri's favorite
マユリ
bananas.
の大好きなバナナは
A truckload?
まゆりさん
No, Mayuri-san, don't let him tempt you.
黙れセレブセブンティー
Got it, Celeb 17.
セレ
Serendipity?
セレ
セレブ
Celeb
17
17.
何よ
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
親の金でホテル
You live in a hotel off your parents' money. You could never understand the plight of poor students like us. Ooh. Yusu puts on a sulky expression. I'm 18 now, she protests, but I ignore her. Doesn't matter if she's 18. Celeb 17 sounds better.
萌香さん
What
あ
do you
なたは
think,
どう思います
Moika-san?
か
No reaction from Moika.
あの
Whatever my assistant was trying, it didn't work. I have no idea what Moika is thinking, but I'll treat her lack of opposition as approval. I mean, clearly. If you're going to complain, then suggest an alternative. Change to the past that would be both trivial and easy to understand. Got anything? Daru big as hell. Very much so. Daru is a large heck of a man. I still want them to make a Nendo of him. They've got the 3 other key lab mem Nendos, but they don't make a Daru. Got Okabe, got Mayuri, I've got Krizu. They don't make a Daru. And like, they need to make one. But I don't know how they would take that man and shrink him down to an android size. Also, hello, Ver Jr. Welcome to Viperland in the chat. How you doing tonight? Let's try changing the hotel I'm staying
ホテ
in.
ルを変えてみる
Krisu's voice lacks conviction.
俺たちには全く
How are we supposed to know the difference? If you want to stay at Yubi Sudani, do it on your own. That should be easy for a celeb 17 like you.
そんな言い方し
You
なく
have
て
to
も
say it like that?
っていうかなぜに
Anyway,
須田に
why Ugushi Dani? I'm so good at reading Japanese names. So
あ
good.
そこにはラブホがい
Because that's where all the love hotels are. Oh.
そういうくだらないこ
One
と言
more
ってる
word
と
out of you and I
ロボトミー
excise your
手術
frontal
あんたの
lobe with
前
a
頭葉を
rusty
かき出す
scalpel. Why do you have a rusty scalpel on you? Holy crap, a lobotomy? That's mad scientist territory.
じゃあいつ
Then how about we change my fried chicken to a different brand?
マユリは一生唐揚げを
Nobody
むさぼ
cares
って
what
い
brand
こ
of chicken you eat. Aww. Silence descends upon us. Krisu and Mayuri are still thinking, but I doubt they'll come up with anything good. As for Moeka, I can't tell what she's thinking, or if she's even thinking at all. She's just staring at her phone motionless. She's not even typing for a change. Daru has already declared his support for me. Now he's browsing Moe news sites as if this whole thing doesn't concern him.
結局
Even with a time machine before you all, this is all you can think of? You guys sure lack imagination.
代案がなければ
If there are no other suggestions, we'll use my plan. Krisu frowns, but she doesn't raise any more complaints. As I thought, she too wants to know if we can change the past. She's a scientist through and through. If I'm not mistaken, she has a bit of mad in her too. Wahahaha. And I can't do a Memorial Miano laugh. Take out my phone and put it to my ear.
俺だ
It's me. We're beginning stage 2 of Operation Erd.
あ
Yeah, no problem. I, Hoyoin Kyoma, shall take all responsibility.
今日まで取る
Don't worry, nothing will come back to you.
そう
Correct. This is my choice and the choice of Steins Gate. Ragnarok is near. Go, Sai, Kongu. I put my phone away and look at my lab maps.
だでは
Now,
作戦
begin
開
the
始
operation. Nobody moves a muscle. They just look at each other.
開始って言われても
What do you want us to do?
俺に指示さ
Are
れ
you
なければ何
incapable
も
of
でき
doing
ない
anything without my instructions?
まずは
First, we need to buy a lottery ticket.
いえ、過
No.
去の当
First,
選
we need
番
a
号を手
winning
に入れれば
number.
いいのよ。
その通りだ
Exactly, Celeb 17.
よく
Now you're
わかってい
talking.
るじゃない
Call me Celeb 17. This is why, on the heckin' Discord bot, she has so many aliases. First, we have to decide which lottery to go for. Think we should go for Dream Summer Jumbo? I saw a TV commercial for that the other day.
当選発表は
Did they announce the winners?
来週か再来週だったは
Could
ず
be next week or the week after.
それでは意味がないで
And
は
there's
ない
no
か
point. We can only send
D メール
emails to the
は過去にしか送れないの
past.
ああそうだよ
Oh, right.
じゃあサマージャ
We
ンボ
could wait until the summer jumbo drawing date.
本末転倒だ
You've got your priorities backwards. Don't get fixated on summer jumbo. Summer jumbo.
一番近い時期に
Let's look at the last lottery that announced its
当選発表が行われた
winners.
ふむちょっ
I'll
と
Google it. Dario starts searching on his computer. Meanwhile, Krisu is thinking hard.
例えば、未来か
If
ら
someone
当選
sent me the
番号
winning
が
numbers
送ら
from
れ
the
てきたと
future,
して
would I believe
私
it?
は信じ
あのね
Mayushi doesn't even know how to buy a lottery ticket.
そうよね。
It's
10
okay.
代の
I don't
女
think
の子は
teenage girls
宝くじは買わないと思
lottery
う。
tickets.
萌香は
Have you ever bought one, Moika? When I call out to Moika, standing alone in the corner of the room, her shoulders twitch. Then she shakes her head a little bit.
オカリン
How
は
about you,
やった
Ocarine?
ことあるの
ロト6を
I tried the Lotto 6 once. I didn't even get a penny.
あ
That's how lotteries work, yep. Hey, Lotto 6 might work. I'm pretty sure they announce winning numbers every week. A quick search reveals that Lotto 6 announces winning numbers every Thursday. They also posted last week's 1st through 7th place numbers on their homepage.
この当たり番
You
号
going to send this winning number in a D-mail?
そういうことだ
Exactly. Though of course we have to mention it's for
俺が
Lotto
ロト
6.
先週の
Last week's first prize was, whoa, 200 million.
2億とか
What? 200 million? And my heart skipped a beat there.
いや待て
But wait,
とはま
first
ず
prize is too much.
なんで
Why?
2億は
It's an awful lot of money.
ビビっちゃうわよね。
いやそうだよ
No, not that. First place would be too conspicuous.
は
What?
わからないのか
Don't you get it? I'm being chased by the organization. If we win first prize, the media will cover the event and my cover will be blown.
ならんわ。
That's stupid. What if Mayushi wins?
ダメだ
No. Stage 2 of Operation Erd does have its risks, just like Caleb Sev said.
リ
Or
スクがある
Celeb Sev said.
セレセブ
Celeb Sev? Don't abbreviate it.
責任は取るという意味
I'll be the winner. That way, I shoulder all of the risk.
まさかあんた
All of the
金を
money,
自分の
right?
もの
I
に
see
したい
your
だけじゃ
plan.
なかろうな。
I ignore Celeb Sev's remark. The prospect of pocketing 200 million yen is certainly appetizing, but that would be too big a change to the past. Just like Celeb Sev said, we can't ignore the butterfly effect. We should flap our wings as softly as possible. I'm not scared or anything, really.
というわけで
Anyway, we should aim a little lower. Baru, how much is second prize?
前回
Looks like it was 23 million yen. Let's try third
それだ
prize.
と70万まで減るけど
700,000 yen.
それで
That's good. That should be about right.
岡部って結構ち
It's such a chicken. That's rich coming from the one who was so worried about the risk of time paradoxes and Celeb Sev
セレセブよ
お願いだからその呼び
making
方
you
や
to
め
stop
て。
calling me that. I'll settle for assistant.
それに
And don't misunderstand, I'm still worried about what could go wrong.
リスクを考えて
Trying to minimize our risk by choosing an amount that's just right. Not being so stubborn.
どうだか。
No, you. I decide to let Celeb Sev have the last word.
ね
Could we fill a truckload of bananas with 700,000 yen?
バナナはトラックの荷
Nobody said anything about using the entire dividend on bananas, but it looks like Mayuri intends to do so. Let's ignore the glutton for now.
3等なら
For third prize, you need to get 5 matching numbers. Last week's 6 winning numbers were 2, 12, 19, 34, 35, and 40. Bonus number was 8. First prize is for matching all 6, second prize for matching 5 plus the bonus, third is for matching only 5.
萌えか新たに
Moika,
ラボメンとなった
I assigned you your first duty as a new lab
最初
map.
の任務を与える
Moika stares at me. She clearly didn't expect her name to be called.
D メールとして送る文
Figure
章
out what to put in the D-mail. Needs to convince an unknowing me 1 week ago to buy into Lotto 6.
私が
Me?
メールマンなのだから
We're the
そういう
male
のは
demon,
得
so
意
this should be right up your alley. Moika doesn't seem that interested, but she nods. We set the phone wave, name subject to change, to forward to my phone.
先週の木曜日
Thursday last week, so about 5 days? Is that okay?
D メールはそこ
Yusu
に
puts
送
on
る
her lab coat before checking the phone attached to the phone wave, name subject to change.
抽選日が5日前だ
The drawing was 5 days ago, and needs to arrive before that, right?
だったら1週間前ね
We'll send it to 1 week ago. 7 days is 168 hours, so let's round up a bit and enter
170シャープで
170.
セットしましょう
170.
シャープ
Moika has finished typing the email into my phone. 021219345337. Buy Lotto 6, sure to win. We replace the number 40 with 37. This way we won't get our first or second prize.
まあこんなものだろうな
You'll have to do. We can only send 36 bytes. There's only so much we can say.
なんだかとってもうさん
Smells kinda shady, huh? I mean, yeah.
作り直す
Hope we do it. I stopped Moika from erasing the bet.
これでいい
It's fine. I don't think there's any other way, though it is kind of
3
shady.
歳かな
大丈夫だよ
Don't worry, Ocarine. Don't worry, Ocarine loves shady things, so it's perfect.
大好きだから
That's not entirely incorrect, but it feels like she's making fun of me. In any case, our preparations are complete. It's hard to believe that this is all it takes to send emails to the past.
さて
Time has come. Prepare to open Steins Gate.
前から気になってたんだけど
It's been bugging me, but what is that Steins Gate
シュ
thing?
タインズゲー
I
ト
know, it's just all the
何
game.
なの
オカリンの
It's Ogarine's catchphrase.
シュタインズゲートは
Steins Gate is Steins
だ
Gate. Nothing more, nothing less.
説明になってな
It
い
doesn't explain anything.
いちいち水を
Don't
差さ
complain about every little thing. That's not important right now. Alright. Place my finger on the send button. My hands are shaking. I fight to keep them steady.
じゃあ
Starting up the microwave.
させるぜよ
I swallow hard. The turntable begins to spin backwards as the microwave comes to life. Timer ticks down. 163, 162, 161. Change the past. It seems very simple to do. But just like Krisu said, there's no telling what might happen. I said I'd take responsibility, but that was just talk. If a time paradox does occur, it could do irreparable damage to the world I know. 150, 149, 148. How am I supposed to take responsibility for that? Lightning crackles in the air around us. It's working. All I need to do is press the send button. 136, 135, 134. I can't stop now. I want to see what lies beyond. Curiosity pushes me forward. There's no way this will destroy the world. There's no way. 122, 121, 120.
L 不細
L, Psi, Konguru. I press the button. My phone displays a flying mail animation and the words sending mail. 116, 115. Seems normal. Totally normal. A wave of vertigo washes over me. It feels as if my feet have left the ground. Suddenly my vision blurs and everything turns monochrome. Is the ground shaking? Every cell in my body is screaming this is wrong.
オカリン
Look,
どう
Green.
かした
Are you okay? Mayuri's voice brings me to my senses. I realize that color has returned to the world. What was that just now?
大丈夫
Are you okay? Mayuri waves her hand in front of my face. After blinking several times, I notice I'm standing stock still, gripping my phone. My phone should be displaying mail sent, but it's not. Instead, it's showing the normal standby screen. Something isn't right here. I look around. I'm inside the lab. The phone wave, name subject to change, isn't on. When I sent the mail, the timer read 1:15. In other words, it should still be running for about 2 more minutes. Yet now the phone wave, name subject to change, is silent. I scan the room. Other things feel wrong. Just a few seconds ago, Daru was sitting in front of the X68000. And now he's sitting in front of the lounge computer. Did he teleport? At least I don't remember seeing Daru get up and move to the lounge. Yusu is sitting cross-legged on the sofa, reading a massive technical book. She should be in the development room too. Moika is standing at the edge of the development room. Nothing particularly different about her. Mayuri is next to me, looking at me with a confused expression. This is wrong. Mayuri, how long have I been standing here? What do you mean? Just tell me. Maybe 30 seconds? 30 seconds? Really? Yep. You suddenly ran over to the phone wave, then you took out your phone and started going, ha ha! Say that again, Mayushi? Daru calls up from the lounge. Huh? You started going, ha ha. Ha ha part. More sexy this time. Stop it, perv. Oh, Daru. Yusu and Daru are exchanging their usual banter. How can these guys be so calm? They just sent a mail that may have changed the past. Why aren't they interested in the result? That's right, the mail. I quickly check my mail. All the way back. Lotto 6. Sure to win. Mail arrived a week ago. What's going on? The money. Did I win the Lotto 6? I searched my memories, but turn up nothing. No memory of buying a ticket, no memories of winning 3rd place, nothing. Hey, Celeb Sev, did I win 3rd place?
だからセレセブって言う
Don't
な
call me Celeb Sev. In 3rd place of what?
ちゃんと
What? Again, this feeling of disconnect. I approach Krisu, who's lounging on the sofa. What did you say just now? What?
何
What the hell did you say just now? Krisu glares back at me.
文句あるの
Got a problem? I
私が何
asked
を言おう
what,
と
and then you
勝手に
just... Not that. You said 3rd place of what, right? I mean 3rd place of Lotto 6.
は
What? Krisu gives me a puzzled look. Doesn't seem like she's messing with me. I sent myself the winning Lotto 6 numbers just now, didn't I? Holy crap. Daru's eyes light up. It's brilliant, man! We can use D-mails to make ourselves billionaires. I can buy all the computer parts I want and go to May Queen for every meal of the day. I'm so pumped up. This is wrong. Mayuri, you were gonna buy a truckload of bananas, right?
トラックの
A truckload? Who's gonna fill it up?
誰が満杯にする
This is wrong. I look at Moika. She's staring at the floor like usual, but I don't miss the confused glance she throws my way. Wait, what happened to stage 2 of Operation Erd?
第2段階
By stage 2, you mean an experiment to see if we can change the past, right? Wait, that's it. Yeah, that's why we're all thinking.
何
What?
どんな内容
About what to send, so we can tell if the past has changed.
でもオカリンが言ったロト6の
I think we should definitely go with Okurin's Lotto 6 idea.
でも
Mayushi thinks we shouldn't be so greedy for
ま
dough.
ゆしをあ現金
But when I say dough, I don't mean for baking.
ゆきちさんいい
そこは
Thank you.
説明しなくてもわかると思う
I think we all know what you mean.
本当
Really? That's great. So instead of being greedy, we should do something that will bring peace to the world.
例えばね
We give everybody in the whole wide world an Uber cushion. I think everyone would be happy.
それで幸せになるのは
The only ones who'd be happy are little kids and Mayushi. What? What are these guys saying? They think like I never sent that email with the winning numbers.
あの
Hello?
こんにちは
The front door opens slowly and Lukako sticks his head inside. Ah, it's Luka-kun. Welcome.
いらっしゃすみません
Pardon the sudden intrusion.
お邪魔しました
Lukako bows his head apologetically. Mayuri, Krisu, and Daru go into welcome mode. Moika keeps staring at her phone. But I'm not in any condition to greet Lukako. I can't stop sweating, and it's not because of the heat. Probably a little bit. I don't know what's going on anymore. Questions keep spinning around in my head.
ルカ君
Did you decide to wear one of Mayushi's costumes? That would make me happy. Ah,
そうじゃなく
no, that's not why I came. Lukako looks at me apologetically, like he wants to say something. What is it? I reply mechanically. My mind is still blank.
実は
Actually, Okabe-san, I mean, Yoma-san, there's something I need to apologize for.
謝らない
We have to apologize for. Timidly, Lukako holds out his hand, and there between his fingers... It's a Lotto 6 ticket. And the numbers are the same as the ones on my D-mail. I grab Lukako by his slender wrists.
ルカ子
Where did you
お前
get
これは
this?
どこで
That hurts.
痛いですオカリン
Don't pick on Luka-kun.
いじめちゃダメだよ
Mayuri gets between us. I let go reluctantly.
岡部
What's wrong with you, Okabe? You're acting weird.
朝でやられた
Is the heat getting to him?
ルカ子
So, sorry, Lukako, but I need to know, where did you get that Lotto 6 ticket? You told me the numbers.
教え
Did?
た俺が
Lukako nods with teary
マ
eyes.
さんから
You told me to buy them because they might win.
本当か
Really? When was that?
1週間前
A week ago? You passed me. What were you thinking? Probably that he can't afford a lotto ticket. This wasn't supposed to happen. However, the past certainly has changed. Has it? Seems like it has, but at the same time, the present seems to have changed too.
じゃあも
Wait,
しかしてルカ
did Lukashi win the Lotto 6? Wow, Okurin's a psychic.
岡部
Don't tell me. You sent the winning numbers with the phone wave?
電話レンジで当たり
Question
番号を
makes
送
no
ったの
sense.
なぜ問いかけなの
Why are you asking me that? You saw me send them.
見ていた
I did? What are you
Nani?
talking about? Disconnect. Our stories don't match. Sent the winning numbers in a D-mail just now. We discussed it and decided that's what we would do. You all watched it
お前たち
happen.
も一緒にそして
Then the past changed. It actually changed. Glance at the phone wave. Name subject change. There's no denying it now. That grotesque appliance, that bastard child of a microwave and a cell phone, actually changed the past. We have the power of a god. Though I still don't know why everyone else forgot about it.
そんな
Hold
こと
on,
よりルカシ
Lukashi, how much did you win? 700,000, right? Third place. I answer with conviction. However, Lukako begins fidgeting. Something strange about his behavior.
本当に
I'm really sorry, Kiyama-san. Even though you told me exactly what to do, I
数字を1個
filled one of the numbers in
間
wrong.
違えて記入
Huh?
しちゃ
You
って
what? I stare at the number on the ticket in Lukako's trembling hands. If that 18 had been a 19, then it would have been third place, just like Kiyoma-san said. No, so close and yet so far. I'm pretty sure I sent it with a 19. I'll know if I check my phone's send history. Take out my phone. Bring up the send history. Huh? It's gone. Why? The DML I sent has vanished from my send history, just like everyone's memories. The DML should be there, but it's not. Almost as if it never existed in the first place. I ignore the worried stares of my lab mems and head outside for some fresh air. I mean, in theory, it should be under, inbox, right? 27th? Yeah. Sure to win. It was a 19, yeah. I ignore the worried stares of my lab mems and head outside for some fresh air. I need to calm down and figure this out. The ticket Lukiko bought turned out to be 4th place. The prize is just 5,000 yen. 50 bucks? Hey there, Okabe Rintaro. Shizuo calls out to me. She's still polishing her bicycle. Tenoji, yeah. Nae is squatting next to her, watching her work with great interest. 2 questions come to mind. 1. How long has she been polishing that thing? 2. Just how much free time does the Brawn Tube Workshop have? You look like you've been brainwashed. You okay? Brainwashed? Me? Well, there's nobody else here. Suppose you're right. Which part? Being brainwashed or nobody else being here? Being brainwashed. You were? Shizuo suddenly steps up to me and grabs my face. Then she forces my eyes open with her index finger and thumb. What are you doing? Don't move. Shizuo peers into my eye with a serious expression. But a second later, she lets go and steps back. You're okay. You haven't been brainwashed. What? When you're brainwashed, they usually put a chip on the inside of your lower eyelid. A chip? Immediately after saying that, Shizuo gasps and covers her mouth. Then she puts her hand on my shoulder and gives me an embarrassed smile. Okabe Rintaro, please keep that confidential. Don't tell me. So you've been captured by the organization before, just like me. Huh? The organization? Are you talking about CERN? No, say no more. I understand your pain all too well. You do? The organization's secret brainwashing facility, known as Apocalypse of Galliant. The place is a living hell. Revive any suppressed memories. Right. I don't think it was called Apoca whatever, though. But it certainly was a living hell. Well, you'll make a good comrade, part-time warrior. The day of Ragnarok is near. Cool. Shizuo lifts her head in a half-hearted gesture of enthusiasm. Shizuo, what's brain-watching? Nae asks as she tugs on the hem of Shizuo's clothes. I, Hoyoi and Kyoma, shall be the one to answer that. No, that's okay. Huh? Nae hides behind Shizuo. Hey, Ferris. The songs still contain the words of prophecy. Before they reach it, Ferris must decipher the prophecies to find the location of the Holy Land. Land? Yeah? I don't know what Holy Land is. Sanctuary has been lost for 300 years. It's pointless to seek it now. So, while we're right-clicking anyway, never hurts to have another save. Cool. Looks like Nae's afraid of you, Okabe Rintaro. Can't imagine why. You do well to fear me, Sister Brown, but you should also pay me respect, for I am the world's most infamous mad scientist. Infamous? Indeed. World leaders would kill to get their hands on my genius brain cells. Wow! Still clinging to Shizuo's waist, Nae opens her eyes even wider and gasps in admiration. That's how people talk when they've been brainwashed, Nae.
な
Who? Eh?
何を言う
Nonsense, part-time warrior. My brain has not been washed since the day I was born.
えオカリンおじさんは
You a liar, Mr. Ocarine.
誰がおじさん
Don't
か
call me that.
う
It's a wonder the kid's afraid of you. You shouldn't yell at children. Look, she's shaking. But Mister makes me sound old. I'm not even old enough to drink yet. What a disgrace. No, there's no point in getting angry at a child. I need to show composure as an adult. You're even more of a perv than Okabe. I'm not using san for you anymore.
僕は変態じゃない
I'm not a perv. I'm a pervy gentleman. Oh yeah, that's a thing. What does that even mean? Hey guys, do you think Okarine's okay? I can hear voices from the second story window. And since we can hear them clearly from here... Shizuo starts chuckling.
もしかして
You heard everything, didn't
ずっ
you?
とき
Sorry. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I just couldn't help it.
タイムマシンのこ
You
と
hear about the time machine too?
あ
Oh, yeah, I heard. Way to go, you! She strikes my upper arm in what I assume is a gesture of encouragement. What is way to go, you supposed to mean?
口外したりしてい
You
ない
haven't told anyone, have you? If I can't trust you to keep silent, I'll have to take extreme.
喋ってない
Don't say a thing, I swear. Your secret's safe with me.
だったらいい
Wait, there's just one thing I'd like to
た
ask.
った今
Did you see some kind of electrical discharge on the second floor just now?
放電
Electrical discharge? You mean like yesterday's rumbling? I nod.
さっき一回やった
It
よ
had
ね
happened once before. You're lucky the boss wasn't around.
揺れて
It shook. It was scary. I ignore the little girl's honest impression.
たった今
Just now, about a minute ago. It should have happened
ぐ
again.
らぐら揺らした
おそうな
Oh,
の
really? I didn't see the second
相手を見
time.
てないの
Shizuo tilts her head quizzically, then turns back to her bicycle.
私がこの子を磨く
Maybe I was too preoccupied polishing my baby.
苗は見た
Did you see it, Nai?
うん
Nope. Sister Brown frantically shakes her head.
2回目は
You didn't see the second
見
one.
てないです
Hard to miss. I didn't see it. Disappointment spreads through me. What does this mean? Events I remember happening didn't. The fact that I sent a demon. The fact that we argued over what to send. But Yusu herself remembers that I called her Celeb Seb during the argument. Right after sending the email, I was hit by a feeling of vertigo. It's probably related somehow?
なんかあったの
Did something happen?
お前は
How much do you know about
タ
time
イムトラ
travel?
ベルについて
それってどういう
What do you mean by that? Shizuo seems slightly suspicious. So I explained to her what happened just now. Nai probably won't understand a word of it, so I don't think it'll be necessary to silence her.
信じらんない
Don't believe it. Shizuo was dumbfounded after hearing my explanation.
そんなの
Never heard of anything like that. Is it true? Are you telling the truth?
当たり前だ
Of course. We've created a bona fide time
紛れも
machine,
なくタイムマシン
and we
を
were
開
able to
発した
change the past.
我らの偉業を否定する
Nobody
こ
can
とは
deny our
誰にも
accomplishments.
できない
That's right, nobody.
そう
ああもう
Jeez, that's
そ
not
う
what
い
I
うこ
meant.
とじゃなくて
Shizuo grabs at her own hair in frustration. But then her expression turns thoughtful.
君の言うことが
I don't know if what you're saying is true or not,
わかんないけど
but
さ
she suddenly lowers her voice.
こういう時は
Think you should try asking John
聞いてみれ
Titer.
ばいいよ
ジョン・タイ
John Titer?
ほら
I mean, he's a hot topic now, isn't he? A time traveler from the future.
なんか知ってるかもよ
You might know something, since you're both time travelers and all.
なるほど
I see. You'd be right. No, there's no doubt
お前
about
の
it.
言う通りかもしれん
The undoing of past events could possibly be explained through the many worlds interpretation that Titer talked about. And come to think of it, it was Titer's advice that led me to the IBN 5100. He should be able to give me a hint this time, too. I quickly take out my phone.
俺だ
It's me. John Titer may have come from the future to guide me.
なあそうだな
Yeah, that's right. His arrival here in 2010 must be the choice of Steins Gate. El Sai Conqueror.
バイトのお姉ちゃん
Who is he talking
あのおじ
to?
さんさあ
Don't
誰
know.
だろう
Who could it be? Maybe it's someone from the future.
未来人
From the future?
シスターブラウン
Do you want to know who I'm talking to, Sister
俺の電
Brown?
話の相
No, Naya shakes her head rapidly. She looks scared. I respond with the weary expression of a mad scientist who has seen everything and lost much.
気になったとしても
Even if you are interested, never ask.
絶対に聞く
I could tell you, but then I'd have to silence you. And I don't want to have to do that to an innocent girl. Wow, what a great message to impart on youth. If you have questions and something seems suspicious, don't ask about it. They'll have to hurt you.
痛い気が少女
Another win for
手に
Okabe.
かけたくはない
Come on, stop scaring her. She's just a little girl. I assume Naya is frightened because of the aura of danger that follows me everywhere, or because you're loud, confusing, and said you'd have to silence her. But you know, she's right to be.
バイト戦士
I'll get in touch with Taito immediately. Your advice is appreciated, part-time warrior.
素晴
Aha, was I useful? That's great. Part-time warrior's eyes pop open mid-sentence. Oh crap, the boss is back! The boss is back! I follow Shizuo's glance to see a moped heading this way. Judging by the sheer size of the driver, it must be Mr. Brown. And pickups. Nai, if manager asks, tell him I was doing my job. Okay, but you have to let me ride your bike, okay? Okay. Bargain is sealed. Good luck, Okabe Runtaro. Rooting for you. Shizuo pats me on the shoulder and rushes into the workshop. Nai and I are left in front of the store. The driver stops the moped and takes off his full face helmet, revealing Mr. Brown. Welcome back, Daddy. Nai, what did this nutjob do to you? Manager leaps from his moped and interposes himself between me and his daughter. His eyes are bloodshot. My spine freezes. What a powerful aura of malice. Son of a... How dare you make moves on my precious daughter? I'll kill you! Wait, I haven't done anything. Then why were you talking with Naya alone, huh? We weren't alone, Shizuo was here too. That girl was skipping work to polish her bicycle. Please forgive me, Shizuo. My life is too precious. Is that true, Naya? She promised she'd let me ride her bike, so I gotta say she wasn't skipping. Sister Brown ends up betraying Shizuo too. The manager breathes a heavy sigh. Skipping's the only thing she's good at, isn't it? Worthless part-timer. It's true. I've never seen her actually do work. Anyway, shouldn't you apologize for making false accusations? What? Hell no. Stubborn old man. He thinks he owns this place just because he owns this place. Understand? I won't let you off easy next time you make moves on my daughter. But you didn't. I wouldn't do something so suicidal. Mr. Brown nods in satisfaction. Nice. Brought some cream puffs, so let's eat them together. Oh man, cream puffs are delicious. Okay. He parks his moped next to Part-Time Warrior's bicycle, then enters the store hand in hand with his daughter. Cream puffs. You can't get any more out of character than that. Is that what having kids does to a man? Makes them enjoy cream puffs? Cream puffs are delicious. It's a small bit of puff pastry with cream in the center. What part of that is not delicious? Okay. Hey, part-timer, I know you were slacking off. Hey! And why is the 42-inch on? I thought I told you to turn it off. I'm sorry. I leave Suzuha to her fate and return to the lab. I need to get in touch with Taito as quickly as possible. He might be able to give me the answers I seek. He might even be able to explain the events that I witnessed a few days ago. The instantaneous disappearance of everyone in the streets of Akiba. When I burst into the lab, everyone looks at me with concerned expressions. Mayuri starts to speak, presumably to console me, but I put my hand up to stop her. Wait, we'll talk when everything's over. I explain that we can't experiment anymore now that Mr. Braun is back. Then I dismiss everyone for today. I'll buy more bananas tomorrow, okay? Mayuri picks up her Upa plush toy off the sofa and hands it to me. So for now, hug this little guy super tight and cheer up, okay? Mayuri's fantastic. Clearly Okabe's snack of choice is just straight nails. You know, what else are you gonna eat, honestly? Looks like she's worried about me, but she shouldn't be. It's my job to worry about her. She has work after this, so she leaves. Deborah goes with her, probably to see Ferris. Before he leaves, Lukako apologizes again for messing up the Lotto 6 ticket. He knows about the time machine now. The next time I see him, I'll make him a lab mem to secure his silence. Moika leaves with nothing more than a tiny bow. In less than 30 minutes, Krisu and I are the only ones left in the lab. I want to hear more about time machines next time, okay? It's a promise. See you, Meika. Hey, assistant. You're not going back to your hotel? Is there a problem? No, no problem. I was just wondering what you were still doing here. Nothing. I just wanted to think for a bit. Can't you think at your hotel? What? You're kicking me out? Ah, I get it. You'd be lonely in your hotel room, but you have no friends. So you want me, the great Hoyoin Kyoma, to look after you. Isn't that right, you spoiled celeb Sam? You're the lonely one, aren't you? You've been acting gloomy all day. You need some advice? I'm an outsider in a sense, so it should be easier to talk to me, right? A man getting advice from a younger woman is kind of mumble. But if you're fine with that, then just ask away. Why does she have to be such a smartass? She even has a mocking grin on her face. Need to send some emails. If you insist on staying here, then be quiet and stay out of my way, okay, zombie? All your stupid names, that one's the worst. Despite her complaint, Krisu makes no move to leave. She sits down on the sofa and starts reading a massive technical book. On closer inspection, I realize it's in English. Maybe my assistant isn't a genius, but just an extreme studier. I mean, studying is how you get information. Want some coffee? Sure. I make some instant coffee for Krisu. I take a fresh Dr. P out of the refrigerator for myself and sit down in front of the computer. Gotta take a sip then. Let's do what needs to be done. I only hope this doesn't get undone too. My plan is to follow Shizuo's advice. Get in touch with Tighter. After all, what I'm experiencing right now could have been something to do with the many worlds interpretation, which would mean that the Krisu sitting over there isn't the same Krisu with whom I discussed the Lotto 6. And it would mean that this lab isn't the lab where I discussed it. How can that be? What's wrong with you? Stop fidgeting. Krisu glares at me coldly. Damn it, she's looking at me like I'm a perv again. I keep telling her I'm not a perv, I'm a Hoyoin Kyoma. Anyway, why am I the only one who remembers what happened? It's another question I'll ask John Tiger. I don't know if he's a real time traveler, but he did help with the IBN 5100, so I'm inclined to trust him. What should I write? Should I tell him everything? In any case, worrying about it won't solve anything. Enough stalling. I take out my phone. Shit, thanks for the intel on the IBN 5100. The code is from CERN's database. In other news, I've successfully built a time machine that sends emails to the past. By sending an email... when we change the past by sending an email, does that change the world lines? I noticed some events were undone, but does that mean the world line changed? You said the many worlds interpretation is correct. I'd like to hear the proof if you don't mind. I sigh and chug my soda. Now to wait for his reply. I check the @channel thread just to make sure, but Tighter hasn't posted recently. It's a pretty heavy sigh. Yusu says without lifting her eyes from her book. I should tell her about that email change, about how that email changed the past, and about how she seems to have lost her memories about it. Am I considering talking to Krisu? I don't think Mayuri or Daru would understand this problem. Krisu, on the other hand, might be able to form a hypothesis. That's what I hope. Just then my phone rings. Is it Tighter? Tighter's calling me? No, it's a Daru. Hello? Ocarine, I've made a terrible mistake. Mistake? Is it about the phone wave, name subject to change? Is it related to the phenomenon I experienced earlier? Gulp. I know it's pathetic for a mad scientist to show anxiety, but I can't help it. lick my dry lips and wait for Daru to speak. Actually, I left my wallet at the lab. Whoa, what? I can't go to May Queen like this. Can you bring me my wallet? I'll buy you a drink. No, jump in the river. I shout and hang up. Damn it, I got stressed for nothing. Right afterwards, my phone rings again. Yeah, I'm not delivering your wallet, okay? Oh, hi, Mayuri. Oh, it's you. You're with Daru, right? You don't have to lend that dumbass any money, okay? Okay. So, Ocarina, I was wondering if you cheered up. Did you hug Upa like I said? No, I'm a mad scientist full of madness and ambition. That's good. You know, if you're worried about anything, talk to Mayushi, okay? Mayushi doesn't understand hard things, but she does understand Ocarina. You understand me? Sure, we've been together since we were little after all. I'm hanging up. Work hard now. Thanks. Bye. She thinks she knows me. Okabe, you're grinning. Nonsense, Celeb Seb. Don't call me Celeb Seb. I was going to tell Krisu the truth, but now I've changed my mind. The mad scientist Hoyoin Kyoma would never grin at the words of a mere hostage like Mayuri. You look like a girl in love waiting for an email from her boyfriend. Ooh. She sure likes to attack me for every little thing. You really that desperate for attention? I've got an email. You know, I've been working at May Queen for 3 months as of today. The other girls threw me a party. I can't believe I've been a maid for 3 months. Time sure flew by. Oh, but don't worry. Mayushi's still Ocarina's hostage full-time. 3 months? A party after just 3 months? Ridiculous. I don't see how that deserves congratulations. You girls are crazy. Oh, man. I'm pretty sure every answer would be just the same. Just getting revenge. You're always making fun of me, so I deserve at least this much. Despite what you may think, I actually respect you. That's rich. You don't even say my name right. Sorry about that. Are you, though? Krisu lifts her face and stares at me in shock. Well, that's unexpected. You actually apologized? I do apologize, but I can't help it. My brain has recorded you as my assistant, Christina, and I cannot correct it. This is how I've remembered it now. It's fine. I'm gonna crack your skull open and stick electrodes in your hippocampus. Right after that silly exchange, John Titer's email arrives. I quickly open the mail. Greetings, Kyoma. Can you tell me exactly how you changed the past? I'd like to verify that what you said is true. We sent an email today. It was sent to arrive last Tuesday, 170 hours ago. Oop. Just scroll for a second. It's too much. Long email. Okay. And the winning numbers... The third prize of that night's Lotto 6 drawing. The moment we sent the email, my associates, who had helped plan the experiment and watched me send it, instantly forgot that any of that happened. When I checked, I found that email had vanished from my phone's send history. I know for a fact that it arrived in the past, as my friend brought a Lotto 6 ticket based on information I had apparently given him. He got one of the numbers wrong, but otherwise it was an exact match. Yeah. Who are you talking to? John Titer. Huh? No way. He's open to discussion as long as you're not trying to troll him, and his mail address is public. This is the second time we've exchanged mails. No wonder you keep referencing Titer's posts. You believe him, don't you? Not entirely, but there are several points in the story I do agree with. Really? I can't see it as anything but fiction. It's very interesting. From the events you described, it sounds like you did indeed change the past. I suspect that the email you sent changed Divergence, if only a little. Bravo! The instant your email arrived in the past, you shifted from your original word line to an ever so slightly different word line. On this word line, you received an email from the future containing your lot of 6 numbers. You told your friend the numbers, perhaps because you didn't quite trust the email, but your friend got the number wrong when he purchased the ticket. The original email likely disappeared from your send history when the word line changed. All of this makes sense. The one thing I don't understand is how you kept your memories of the previous word line. Just so we're clear, you are telling the truth, yes? Yes, I still have the memories from before that pass was changed. That's the truth. By the way, this is actually the second time this has happened. You've traveled 26 years into the past. Haven't you experienced something similar? Also, what effect do you think my intentional manipulation of the timeline might have? Well, you have slightly more money now. You got mail. I confirmed that divergence is currently 0.571015%. I cannot tell what the value was before you changed the past. This is because I, like your friends, have no memories of the world line before you changed the past. In the case of physical time travel, memories are retained, even the world line changes. That's proven by my own experience. But in the case of an email like the one you sent, the time traveler changes the past without actually traveling through time. A situation that scientists in my time never even considered. It wasn't necessary, since the invention of the time machine in 2034 gave us means of physical time travel. So I'm afraid that I have no idea how to explain the phenomenon you've been experiencing. There. How exactly do you measure divergence? Where do those numbers come from? Yeah, it's a specific set of numbers. I got mail. Strictly speaking, I was not being entirely accurate when I wrote that the Everett Wheeler model is accepted in my time. The first functional time machine was completed in 2034. In the 2 years following that breakthrough, our understanding of the universe's structure grew dramatically. In 2036, scientists proved the universe is comprised of attractor fields, which describe the extent of world-line convergence. This theory was first proposed in 2020. Sorry, I forgot to answer your question. I have a meter that measures divergence. A reading of 0% divergence corresponds with the world line I originally came from. In other words, it's a subjective, not absolute measurement. This tool can only indicate the current divergence. Please explain these attractor fields. How do they affect world lines? Man, the breaking up of, words over lines. But simply, attractor fields are the focal points of world line convergence. Their existence is responsible for phenomena previously known as fate and chance. There's no real point making small changes to a world. Due to convergence, small changes do not have a lasting influence. Humans who can observe convergence are exceedingly rare. I haven't met anyone with that ability myself, so I'm unqualified to give you an accurate appraisal. You, Kyoma, might be one such individual. You might have the power to observe convergence. You might be the one who can guide us to a world line beyond 1% divergence, across the wall that divides attractor fields. The tone of Titor's mail has suddenly changed. He thinks I have some kind of power? First, I feel a sense of pride. Next comes apprehension. Could this be a trap? In the first place, I can't confirm if this is the real John Titor, and I don't even know if the John Titor from 2000 was really a time traveler. If Titor's world line theory holds, then that could explain the supernatural events I've experienced. But the last statement is pretty hard to swallow. As soon as I begin to doubt, all of his words start to smell like lies. The stuff about the IBM 5100 might have been a lie too. That mysterious program code could just be a simple bug. Now that he claims I have special powers, he's starting to sound like some new age con artist. And besides, I don't need Titor to tell me that. Yusu jerks at the sound of my laughter. Don't just start laughing like that. It's creepy. But I must. He says I have powers. Isn't that rich? You don't have to tell me what I already know, John Titor. I snap my eyes open wide. I raise my phone high to the heavens. My true power is the magic eye, reading Steiner. Sounds to me like you've got a bad case of Chunibyo. I mean, yes. Okay. 3 months is a big deal. I mean, they celebrated my first and second months too. Aww. Krisu hides her face in her book. She pretends to read, but I can see from here that her ears are bright red. How does she know about Chunibyo? Is she an channeler after all? No, that doesn't matter now. I need to reply to Titor. What is beyond the wall? What will happen when we cross it? If we cross the wall, we will have freedom. If we cross the wall, we will have freedom. Yeah. If we do not, then the dystopia I came from will be your future. In exchange for providing false peace and joy, your masters will stamp out every last vestige of free will. Lost my place. As I said on that channel, my goal is to change that future, and you may be the one who can make that possible. Okay, now it's getting creepy. Is this some new cult? Or is he really trying to con me here? He's also contradicting himself again. The Titor who appeared in 2000 said he traveled back in time to retrieve technology lost in World War III. Yet this guy is saying he came here to prevent the creation of a dystopia ruled by CERN. This guy might be an imposter. I'm fed up, so I quit replying. But just as I'm about to put away my phone... Hilma, I want you to be the Messiah. If the same thing happens to you again, please contact me once more. That moment will prove that you are the Messiah. Oh. Uses the hairs on the back of my neck. Yeah. What is this? Fear? Disgust? I don't know, but something is very wrong. Yeah, that's a heavy-handed word for sure. Chapter 4. Chaos Theory Homeostasis. Messiah. Noun. In Christianity, a title for Jesus Christ. One who brings salvation to mankind. Savior. One who rescues others from peril. Also, this is a literal chapter start. Once again, it'll be a few minutes early, but this is a really, this game is not filled with optimal times to pause. This is a fairly optimal time to pause. It's right at the start of a chapter. We rarely find those, so I'm going to say this is where we're going to cut it for the night. Pretty darn good. We've made a bunch of progress. Didn't stream for as long as I was going to originally because I was worried about the power, which again, so far so good. If it cuts out now, at least the stream will be over, and I'll just have to fumble around in the dark on my own. My phone's charged if that happens. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. Hold on, we actually got a few extra shots, and I don't wait. We have Heckin Comic Sans for dropping their first subscription. Hopefully enjoying, as well as the follow. Much appreciated by far. Birdie dropped their tier 3 39 monthly subscription, which is still insane and fantastic and also very much appreciated, as well as everybody in chat, hanging out, having a good time. I forgot to upload last week's VOD, though I did save it, but I'm going to upload that and this week's VOD to YouTube probably when I'm done here. Specifically, just any of our Sunday games I keep saving, but also I think Ramen's on vacation and is somebody who I know has not seen this game and wants to keep up on it, so those will get uploaded. Let's see if we got anyone we can raid tonight. Sundays are usually odder days, so I don't really know who might be going. Oh, Mitz is going with Utopia. I might be in that game, so let's toss it to Mitz. Let's see. Ourselves a monster, a quote, a Discord link. And damn it, I don't have a good sound effect for this, do I? I don't have any sound effect commands for Steins Gate stuff. Blank. So we're just gonna do you know what?
Become
I like it.
must.
We really don't, yeah, all our Steins Gate stuff is tied to notifications. Yeah. Well, it looks like Mitz might be just ending, but we're gonna raid anyway, just for the hell of it. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. This has been Viper for Viperland, and I'll see you all next time.